We in the building. We in the building. Yo, it's your boy JS1 and Mr. Wrong. So wrong. So wrong. Thank you, J.Cole, for tripping over your own lip. That's the only reason why I came here today, is to tell you that I'm right and the world now sees it.
Wait, what do you mean? What you talking about?
Bro, that's sadness, bro. Sadness. J.Cole drops a new project. And in this new project comes the diss record we've been waiting on, plus a whole bunch of jabs and random stuff. Now, this guy, Jay Hill, was like, yo, Kendrick is trash. J. Cole's going to murder it. Oh, there's the best. He's going to prove it. Came out with the diss record. Man, that was fluff. Only thing he kept saying is, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it, nigga. He already, don't come at me, bro. He already came at you. The shots has already been fired. You ducking behind the car with the pistol talking about, don't make me shoot you, nigga. He already started shooting. Do your thing. What are we waiting on? Jesus to come back? Like, come on, bro. That wasn't even a real diss record. That was the saddest display I've seen in a decade from one of the biggest artists in the game.
Did we listen to the same song?
We did.
To 7-minute drill, right?
Yes, sir. I did listen to 7-minute 5 times back to back because I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
On a project might delete later, right?
Yep. He should delete it. He should delete it right now. He shouldn't delete it later. He should delete that motherfucker right now.
All right, so let's start because I listen to it a lot as well, right?
Okay. All right. I'm ready to go.
First and foremost. I
even have a breakdown. So like whenever you're ready.
Listen, I had the same sentiments when I first heard it. So I'll give you that. Right? When I first heard it, just like everybody else in the media, I didn't like the tone. I didn't understand it. I thought it was too friendly. Even now, I think it was a little bit too friendly. I get that. I'm not upset with that at all. I'm not upset with that that analogy or perception at all. Right? What I will say, if we're talking about disses, I feel like in the 7-minute drill, he dissed Kendrick Lamar very directly. Right? He threw mad jabs and direct stabs at him. Right now, if you look at where it started, not even where it started at, but if you look at the last verse that Kendrick Lamar put out on what was it, Like That song? What did he really say about J. Cole? Honestly,
he didn't really say nothing. I mean, it wasn't disrespectful, but it was, it's just big me. It ain't no big
That's
three.
all he said. And J. Cole came back with, do you want to play it now? What he say? He said, bro, niggas, he said, niggas want attention. You know, it come with extensions, right? So he said, you drop what, 4 songs in like how many years? I can divide the play on Jay-Z with Renegade. Like he said so many things that was directed to Kendrick Lamar. So at first I understand what people saying, like the tone. I get it because he keep calling him his friend. I don't want to hear that in beef. Like, I don't want to hear that. You keep calling, like, even a song that I think J. Cole had dropped a while ago. He was like, I keep extending the no, he didn't say it dropped a while ago. It was on the same project. He like, I keep extending the olive branch and people declining it. So you already know that people don't want the olive branch. So put it down, break it, throw that shit away. I get that. I get it.
Let's get to it.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that 100%. But what I will say is we can't just knock this as a diss record because it was very direct and it was some disrespect in there.
All right, cool. Anything else you want to add before I, you know what I mean? Anything else you want to throw out?
Man.
All right. In the pantheon of diss records, in the catalog of diss records that have come out in the history of hip hop, do you really feel like this stands up against, Ether versus, whatever, or Eminem versus everybody? You know what I mean? Like, this is probably one of the weakest representations of a diss record I've ever seen, ever.
So I get that. You're right. It doesn't stand up for the Locks and 50 Cent. It doesn't stand up for even 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Don't stand up for Nas and Jay-Z or Jay-Z when he dropped. It doesn't. I get that. You're 100% right. However, what I'm saying is, what did he have to respond to? All I'm saying is Kendrick Lamar came out the gate. Some would say cloud chasing, right? And J. Cole came up. Me personally, I don't care for the buddy thing. I don't. So I get that. But I kind of like the tone of it because it's giving like, bro, I'm the shit. I gotta waste my time to come talk to you niggas. Let me show y'all what's up. I personally like that.
That sounds cool, and I love the spin. The spin is great. You should definitely be on this PR team. Yo, Dreamville, get this guy on the team. All right, You can't come out and say, I'm number one, I'm that guy, and this is J. Cole making a statement. I'm him. There's nobody above me. There is a big three, but I'm really that one. He is undeniably said it in a bunch of records. Somebody throws a shot at you, and then you go, well, why I gotta talk to y'all niggas? No, nigga, because you said you was the number one, and one of the big three that you saying is just as big or as relevant as I am, says something to you saying, no, nigga, you're not the number one, I'm the number one. That means these is fighting words. Come outside, put the fists up, and let's do this. So let's put all of that bullcrap you just said to the side and said he's ready to fight for his position. Don't tell me you about to come out the gate. Come out the gate. That's the point. Now, I will say he did take some solid jabs at him. I'm not that. And yes, the tone could have been a cool way to approach it, but that's some hog wash.
But bro, wait, what are we comparing it to? What did Kendrick Lamar come? Kendrick Lamar ain't give us nothing for J. Cole just yet. So what are we talking about? We can't just slander my man yet. Like
I'm slandering him because your approach should be we not playing no games.
No,
it should have been the whole Dreamville should have came out. There should have been a whole Dreamville mixtape of Kendrick Lamar and his cousin and his baby mama and all them other niggas.
I get that, but he don't. I'm not mad at that. When we're talking about this, and that's how it should be. I feel the same way. All I'm saying is why everybody keep trying to slight this song like it wasn't a diss, it was a direct stab. What did he say? I think he said he was like he's still doing shows, but he fell off like everything he's talking directly to Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar said, forget a big three, it's just Big Me. That's all he said. So we're comparing a verse to a song. I think the song wins. If we're talking battle. If we're talking battle.
All right. No, first of all, and let's stop this. Y'all generation is so quick to say somebody won something. Nobody won nothing because we haven't gotten a response from Kendrick.
What are you talking about then?
We need to wait on that. But I'm just telling you, the record I heard was Garbino.
How was it? So what made it garbage?
Yeah, it just didn't feel like a diss record. It wasn't hard. And then yes, he took some jab. Anybody
pull up the lyrics. Pull up the lyrics.
No, you ain't gotta do that. I could just throw this nigga on the screen, throw that video up. He breaks down the whole shit.
We don't need nobody else. We're breaking down ourselves.
On J. Cole's reply to Kendrick's diss on Like That. For a lot of people who might be confused, the once great friends who are working on a collaborative album that we may never see now have been going at it on record, and a lot of people are confused where this came from, and it seemed kind of out of nowhere, but Cole did throw some slight shots towards Kenny on his Benny the Butcher feature, and of course on First Person Shooter with Drake, he teamed up with Drake while claiming he was the greatest, and did throw shots at Kendrick's last album. But let's get into his actual reply. 7-minute drill. Back in 2021, J. Cole released a documentary called Applying Pressure, where he talked about putting himself through rap drills. He said he would force himself to sit down with a pen and pad and write within a certain amount of time, aka a 7-minute drill, which is something done in sports a lot, and J. Cole takes this as a competitive sport. But let's jump into the lyrics. J. Cole basically saying he could not escape the fact that everybody's talking about Kendrick dissing him, and people were saying that Cole did need to reply. Even myself. You want some attention? It comes with extensions. Basically saying, you got what you wanted, Kendrick. I am replying to you, but just know it will come with some shots. Now, this line right here, he said, I told him chill out, how I look like having henchmen. This refers to the fact that Kendrick didn't diss Cole on his own, didn't diss Drake on his own. He jumped on a song with Future and with Metro, who are also in beef with Drake. Basically saying, don't hide behind your henchmen. If I'm coming and shooting at you, it's coming first person shooter. And it's just me on this track, no features. Next, he takes a look at Kendrick's discography, and this has a lot of people talking. So he says, your first was a classic, your last was tragic, your second put people to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. So let's take a quick look at Kendrick's discography. He says that Good Kid, Mad City, classic album. I think we can all agree on that. This is the bar that has a bunch of people disagreeing, and some people agree, but he calls Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly boring and said people just gassed it up, which also goes back to another line in there where he talks about critical acclaim in the Grammys, and he basically says, even though Kendrick gets all of that, Cole doesn't really care. Those people haven't done anything for him anyways. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is To Pimp a Butterfly a snooze fest? Is it a classic album? Is it Kendrick's best? Is it his second best, third best? Rank Kendrick's discography for me based on what you think Cole said here. He then said that Mr. Morale was tragic. He has a few shots at Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers on multiple diss songs, calling it a failure, calling it not up to par with Kendrick's other work. He does give props to Damn, saying that this is his biggest mainstream success and in his prime, saying Kendrick might have been on top of the game, might have been number one in 2017, but that right now, J. Cole feels like he's at the top of the race. He's number one. He's claimed UNO multiple times, even on First Person Shooter, which helped start this little beef. And he says that he had a sizable lead and that Kendrick's just kind of shooting for attention. But do you think Cole is in number one right now? Did Kendrick surpass him just with this diss? Will we get replies from both of them? Let's get into that in a sec. Next up, he says he's still doing shows but fell off like The Simpsons. Obviously, The Simpsons have been around for, 35 seasons, which is wild. And of course, they're still successful. Of course, Kendrick is still selling out shows around the world. But Cole is basically saying you're living off your catalog. You aren't as relevant as you once were. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's Cole's sentiment. And he has this bar right here. Boy, I got here off of bars, not no controversy. Basically claiming that every time Kendrick wants attention, he just shoots at everybody, disses some people, and people talk about him. He even says here, if he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing him. Of course, we all remember this. This I thought was interesting too. So Conductor Williams, working with Griselda, has been working with Drake and Cole. He puts his tag right here. And to me, that was a direct shot at Metro. Of course, Metro's tag is all over his own project and always you hear it. I think this was kind of a reply like, yeah, we can put some producer tags in here. I got a producer I can work with. And it also seems interesting that the instrumental J. Cole used on the first half of this kind of mirrored the sounds of Like That. It almost was like J. Cole wanted to put himself on the same field as Kendrick. Like, you can compare these verses back to back. Another bar I thought was interesting here is he says, I'm Nino with this thing, this that New Jack City meme. Of course, this meme, because he does love Kendrick, it seems like they are still friends, if not brothers at some point, and this is more competitive spirit than anything else. But you could tell J. Cole didn't want to diss Kendrick. This is what he looks like the whole time, kind of shooting with his tears wiping down his eyes. But the thing about memes is also interesting because on First Person Shooter, J. Cole does say, if you remember, the Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake, but what he leaves out is the third in the big three. And originally, there's actually 3 Spider-Men in the meme. So I think the play off that meme is going to continue through this beef. He also says light work like it's PWC. This is potentially a response to Kendrick calling Drake's best work light work. And I thought that was more of a Drake shot, but I guess Cole took that personally too. And maybe it was more, Cole knows better than us. Maybe that was more towards Cole calling his discography nowhere close to Kendrick's. And
this man gets very specific. If y'all want to find him to get the rest, then y'all can do that. I just wanted to say, I went through this video a couple times. Yeah. Cole says some stuff. Yay.
So what are we saying that is not a good diss then? Why is it not a good diss? Please give
shout out to DeQuita Jones. There's not a lot of double entendre, triple entendres. The presentation wasn't all that, and it wasn't like wordplay, like dope ass wordplay shit, bro. It was just basic. He just saying basic shit, and you attacking a nigga catalog. I'm like, I mean, yeah, cool. Oh, yo, you hit your prime, and I'm just getting to mine. What that got to do with anything? Like, I'm still trying to understand why is that such a thing? Why is everybody so jumping on the fact that let's just be all right? Can we agree? Who got more classic albums?
I'm not a big Kendrick Lamar fan, so but well in hip hop, if we talking about hip hop, of course Kendrick Lamar has more classic hip albums. To Pimp a Butterfly, what is it? Good Kid, Mad City. I personally don't like To Pimp a Butterfly. I think it's a snooze fest. So when J. Cole is saying, yo, what is it, your second project put niggas to sleep? I'm like, thank God somebody's saying it, because when I'm saying it, everybody say I'm crazy. So in my mind, I know it might not be the most I don't know, out the box lyrics that you gotta Google and things like that, but because it hit home and I can understand it, I was just talking to Wayno about this. A lot of times when Kendrick Lamar is saying these bars, it's like, what is he talking about? I gotta go back, I gotta go to the dictionary, I gotta Google what the fuck he's saying, and I get that. Some part of that is nostalgic and it makes it dope for lyrics, right? But it's like, if I can't understand it, I don't want to hear it. J. Cole gives you very simplistic bars that I get, right? He's like, yo, your first album was a classic, right? He was like, your third one was magic, whatever. The second one put niggas to sleep. And I was like, yo, thank God somebody said it. Because when I say y'all think I'm crazy, even all the Kendrick Lamar friends hit me like, yo, you crazy, bro. To Put Butterflies fire. I'm like, bro, I try to listen and I can't get through it. I can acknowledge that it's a great project. I can acknowledge that it's a classic. But also when we talk about projects, we can't ignore what was going on at the time, right? Like, we can't ignore these things. So like that also plays into the part of why something is a classic. So to the world, yeah, it's a classic. To me, I really don't like it, and I personally like every J. Cole project better than every single thing that Kendrick Lamar dropped. Me personally, that's my personality. What was it? Sideline Story. I thought it was great. I loved it. There's a few songs on that I like. Born Center, amazing. What came after Born Center? For Your Eyes Only, maybe. KOD. Forest Hill Drive was a classic. So if we want to say, I hear a lot of the media saying J. Cole technically only has one classic album. That's to their perception. For me,
what would that classic album be? Would that be Forest Hill Drive or KOD?
It would be Forest Hill Drive.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think Born Center was a classic. That was a great album to me.
Mm-hmm.
To me. But maybe not everybody. And then when we look at the numbers, every time J. Cole dropped, he dropped at number one. I get it. Kendrick Lamar, I was looking at the numbers, and Kendrick Lamar started to go crazy. Like his first album wasn't that crazy when it came to numbers, but Good Kid, Mad City, I think it sold like 2+ million. Then right at the, like his numbers is he got some stellar numbers. I get that. It just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. That's it.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where this goes. I really just want to come and fuck with you on this. But what I want people to do is get in the comments right now and tell us who you voting for. Who we voting for? Are we going for Kendrick or are we going for Cole? I want to see what the numbers stack up. I want to see what the J Hill Network lovers, the ones that love this network, I want to know where y'all numbers is at. All right, what we got? Let me,
because you said,
oh, he want to keep going. Okay, I'm with you on this.
I'm just saying. You said you didn't like the lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's look at it. You know, I can't read. Like work, like it's PWC. You got to Google that. All right. I mean, I don't know what PWC is. It's exactly. A cold world. Keep the heat up under my seat. I got a phone call that says somebody dissing. You want some attention? They come with extensions. He said, my dog, like, say the word. He on bullshit. What your man already broke this down. But another thing he didn't break down is I was trying to write why I got here off of bars not too comfortable. He said that he spoke on that. Funny thing about a bitch, I don't even want the prestige. Fuck the Grammys, because these crackers ain't never do nothing for me. Of course, Kendrick Lamar got all the Grammys from his projects. We get that, right? I was looking for something. He averaging one hard. I don't think he spoke on this. He averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something, right? That's a playoff. This is, you said there's no double entendres. This is a double entendre, right? He is a playoff of Jay-Z Renegade when he was talking about Nas, right? He was like, he dropped one good something I can divide, right? That's the playoff for that. This is a double entendre. It says not a lot of double entendre. This is a double entendre, no?
All right, we got one. All right, let's go.
This Nino thing is a double entendre. No, right? It's a cold. This is all of these things are double entendres. What are you talking about? It's a cold world. Keep the heat under my seat. Like that's a.
I was at a double entendre.
J. Cole is a cold world. J. Cole, he always says cold world. That's a double entendre.
Himself. But that don't count because he say that shit all the time. So that ain't really all that dope.
Oh my god.
It's not all that original. But
it's over for this rap cap. We official cap pillar. Bro, come on, bro. Y'all niggas is wild and y'all said it's not a good it's not a good verse. Bro, he said my guy's stat fill. Bro, why are you talking?
If this is your skirt up, brother, I am happy for you, bro. That shit did not impress me that much.
It's over for that cap. We official cap pillars 2-6. We don't at niggas, we get at niggas. Shoot a nigga lights out. Yeah, my dog stat fillers. What? Are you? This is hip hop. Yo, cool. If we're going to talk about the tone, I get that. I'm not upset with that. But we're not going to say he not saying nothing in this song.
And I hate to do this because I don't really like bringing other niggas into the game, but like if we was to go listen to a Jadakiss,
we're not talking about Jadakiss. We're talking about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar.
We're not comparing the bar to where people are at, either below or above or at the bar. No, we're just gonna talk about his weak little rhymes, like he just did something cool. We talking about the niggas that established what ill shit is, what the stank face is. When niggas going, like this don't make me go.
Why are we comparing J. Cole to anybody else? We're talking about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar though.
Number one in the game. He says he's the best lyricist. So for you to be the best, you need to take out the best.
Also talking about right now, and he's in his prime. We'll be crazy if we ignore that he's not. He's every feature he's killed. Literally every feature.
I've never argued whether or not J. Cole is in his prime. I'm arguing whether or not the nigga can be king. And to be king, you got to take down all the players on the board. That's the way you got to be king, nigga. Like Jay, when Jay was at his height and he was running the game, guess what he was doing? Taking niggas out. And he took square out.
Jay, bro.
I'm with you. Calm down. I don't want you to fall out.
No, I'm just saying, bro, I wasn't old enough to remember that time, but I'm assuming Jay-Z wasn't just disrespecting KRS-One. Jay-Z wasn't just disrespecting the niggas that came before him. So to say J. Cole got to be number one because he got to demolish everybody that came before him don't make no sense because everybody had a king before them. So why we keep comparing him to the people that?
I can sadly say, and I'm gonna stop eating at this point. I'm sorry. What I can sadly say is Jay out-rapped the shit out of KRS-One. We already established that.
Okay.
Not J. Cole. Jay-Z could out-rap KRS-One. Can J. Cole out-rap Jadakiss? Let's put this record and this record on. And that's why this shit is so important. That's why, when you talk about real hip-hop heads, bro, we are looking at the entire game. We're not just looking at what the new kid is doing right now and saying, no, it's all good. Like, nah, nigga, the way we came up in the game, we had to do better than the last niggas. We had to we had to kill them niggas and do it bigger and better. So why is it now y'all want to change the rules of the game just so y'all could be what? He can still be dope for y'all. He can be relevant for y'all. He can be cool for y'all.
So J. Cole is not the best lyricist rapper right now. And in this hip hop time right now.
Are you really having this discussion?
I'm asking you.
It's to be proven. This is the reason. That's the reason why this is exciting. That's the exact reason why this is exciting. Because we want to see the results of the battles, the songs. All right, we've already had the song battle. Niggas done put hits out to see who got bigger numbers, who got the flyest look. Cool, we done did that. Now it's all about the battle. That's why this is important. If you guys can win the battle, you become that nigga. So right now, J. Cole has put out something that we don't think is the best. And we expected we had high hopes for J. Cole's response. Even I was like, I knew Cole was going to come hard. But
I'm saying is, I think the expectations aren't fair because why aren't we giving the same everything you said? Why we ain't saying that about Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar keeps dropping.
He came up in that shit.
Okay, bring up the lyric. If we had to compare lyric by lyric, what did Kendrick Lamar say that was so crazy about J. Cole? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. All right. So he didn't say, but what you're trying to say is because he didn't. I'm not moving it. Why don't you let me finish the sentence before you say I'm moving the goalpost? We're talking about who can spit hot lyric, nigga. Who gonna present dope ass verses and kill shit? Did Kendrick Lamar go at him specifically for a whole verse? No, but that's not the point of the discussion. The point of the discussion is who's the better lyricist is going to come crazy on the record. Now, he did one or two bars to J. Cole. Cool. J. Cole responded. Guess what Kendrick has to do now? He's on the clock. We all going to expect, man, if Kendrick flubs this, I'm going to be the first to be like, yo, nigga, he fucked that shit up, bro. He had the opportunity to really kill it, and he didn't. So, I
don't agree because even you said this, and we can ask the chat if you want. Even you said this. This is not around, right? Kendrick Lamar threw some bait out there. J. Cole threw some bait out there. Now, if Kendrick Lamar respond and then J. Cole respond, we can judge that. I don't think it's fair to judge. And
I'll allow that. Okay, we can do that. I'm with you on that. I will agree.
So, and all I'm saying is the bait, right? Hypothetically, air quotes, the bait that they both threw out there. I thought J. Cole bait was better. Yeah, the tone. We don't want to hear the friend buddy shit. I don't want to hear that shit either. I don't want to diss him. Shut up. It's too late. We here now. Like that's like niggas been in the hood. I'm like, I don't want to fight. You can get your ass whipped. I get that. I ain't tripping about none of that. I'm just saying, if we're talking about both of the bait records that they both dropped, I like J. Cole's better because of the lyrics. I think the lyrics are clear, cut, concise about Kendrick Lamar. You don't have to guess everything he says about Kendrick Lamar. He dropped one hit every 30 months or something. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, everything that J. Cole is talking about is directed to Kendrick Lamar. And I feel like if we want to be technical, if you judge Kendrick Lamar's verse like we're judging J. Cole verse, I think J. Cole win because Kendrick Lamar ain't saying nothing crazy. He just said, what a big three. F a big three. It's just big me. Okay. What was so special about Kendrick Lamar's verse, honestly?
We're ignoring the rest of the verse, but it's
cool. What was so special about Kendrick Lamar's verse?
I don't want to go back over every line on the joint, bro. I didn't want to go over every line on the Cole joint.
How are we going to discuss this if we don't go? If you want to, No, if you
which
want to give you if you want to give your opinion about how it's not good compared to all these others, we gotta prove it. No,
you want to go bar for bar? Let's go bar for bar.
I'm just saying we gotta prove it. We don't have to. If you want to move on, we can move on. I'm just saying.
I'm pulling. I was like, bro, we 25 minutes in on. All right,
come on, you go ahead. You go ahead. Move on, man. Go ahead.
But I will say, Jay, impressive, sir. Impressive defense. You haven't sold me yet, but it's impressive.
So what did you think about the? Did you listen to the whole project?
Yes. Yo, the joint where Ab-Soul. Now, this is vicious. And I will say this because I didn't even think about this until Joe said it. Yo, getting Ab-Soul and Daylight on a record is some diabolical shit. And I didn't pick up on it until later. Because that's his man's. That's Kendrick's man's. How you got your Kendrick's man on the album and y'all supposed to be beefing? That's crazy. But the rhymes was dope. I still don't see what niggas see in bars. I apologize, bars, bro. I love you, my guy. Like, I'm quite sure you're a nice guy, wonderful person. But yo, your albums is boring. Yo, your verses is boring. You just not that nigga, bro. I don't see it. Maybe because y'all went to school, you went to school with him and y'all grew up together. So he keeping giving you a job. And I appreciate you for that. But man, bars was like the only thing lagging on the album. There's a couple.
Why when I say that about Kendrick Lamar kill me?
Yeah, because you crazy.
I was so happy.
You was so
J.Cole said his second album put us to sleep. I'm like, I'm not the only one. But I thought the project was good. I like, it's funny because I like the I don't know, I like the low tone cocky vibes. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's me. Like, it's like, bro, I don't really gotta do too much with you niggas. Like, let me come here because I'm gonna show you I can do this easy. This is light work. So the song that came on before 7 Minute Drill, it give like mellow vibes. And I thought 7 Minute Drill picked up a little bit. Yeah, his tone wasn't giving like I'm gonna kill you, but I thought it picked up from the last song. So I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of people saying they don't like the tone in it, but I thought the beats was good.
Yeah, the beats.
Was a lot of people kill J. Cole for his beats. I thought both of the beats on 7 Minute Drill was good. I thought the whole project was good, to be honest. I think he had the song with what was it, Central C on there. I like that song. I like what was it, Crocodile Tears. I like bro. I give it like 70, 30, 80, 20. It was fire, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I
just said 80, 20.
What?
Oh, you giving it an 8 out of 10?
I said 70, 30 first, bro. I said 70, 30, 80, 20.
I'm with you on the 70. I will go with you on the 70, 30. But when you said 80, 20, that's what I'm like, oh.
Only because, but you gotta understand, it's coming from a J. Cole fan, though. Like, I can listen to Sideline Story right now. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a J. Cole fan. I've been a J. Cole fan.
But yo, why you want to name one of his classic mixtapes? I can listen to Sideline.
That's not a mixtape, though. That's not a mixtape. That's an album.
I thought his first album was. Wait a minute.
Come on, man.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, that's his first. I thought you was talking about the mixtape he dropped before that.
No, what the fuck is this? Sideline Story.
Got you.
He had Dollar in the Dream on there. Can't Get Enough with Trey Songz. Lights Please. Oh, my Sideline Story was fire. Mr. Nice Watch with Jay-Z.
You really like Mr. Nice Watch with Jay-Z?
Yes, I do. I mean, I do. I like J. Cole. That's why I said it's a J. Cole fan. Yo, I might have been to like 3 concerts in my life. J. Cole concert was one of them.
Got you. Great. I respect that. I definitely respect that. All right, let's move on to some salaciousness.
Let's see what we talking about.
Cause why not? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we get a little salaciousness out here? What's wrong with a little salaciousness? So like,
what did you say?
Nothing.
You all right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Nothing. Okay.
You don't even have sugar daddy capabilities, right? Aren't you a B?
Yo, first of all,
I'm just saying if you don't.
I'm bugging that a dad would be on live talking to his daughter about her virginity. This is a wild conversation, but it's about to get wilder. So let's just keep rolling.
I'm gonna go. I don't know.
I'm not gonna do any of that. You're just gonna raise your budget. Your budget's fine.
I'm gonna be an ambassador for the meat industry.
God is watching you. He hears you.
I
mean, your higher self hears you. You know what the said is bad. You're not gonna do that. You just
I'm
talking.
kidding, dog.
Where's that boyfriend of yours? Is he still around?
Yeah.
I'm disgusted by this conversation. All right. So there's two things. There's three major little things that's on here. Number one, if I let it play for a couple more seconds, Russell Simmons threatens to kill her boyfriend. That was crazy. Like he's
hiking right now.
Like right.
Does he know I'll kill him?
Wait, I got a question.
That's sick, nigga. With the big, gigantic, goofy smile. Does he know I'll kill him?
Wait. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Where's Russell Simmons at?
Bali.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. What? Why did you ask that question, yo? What is going on?
Nothing. I was nothing.
So, ladies and gentlemen who are not familiar with the situation that just happened this morning, like I went to bed, I didn't see nothing about this. I woke up and my whole timeline is Aoki. Okay, so Aoki Lee Simmons is the daughter of Russell Simmons, whom is currently out of the country because rape allegations and a whole lot of other shit. So his daughter, which they've had friction throughout the years, they're having this is a discussion about her saying, I need more money than, she gets a monthly stipend from her father. It's whatever amount, probably 10 or 15 G's a month. She's saying, I need you to give me more money every month because what I have is not enough for me to survive. What? Man. She's 21 years old. She's not a baby. So like before y'all jump in the comments going, children need money to survive. No, she's a fucking adult. That means she can have a job, she can go to school, she can do a lot of stuff, but she's saying she needs more monthly income. The dad is saying, no, you cool. Like, yo, you have enough for you to survive, to do what you got to do. She says, if you don't give me more money, I'm going to get sugar daddy. This conversation happened a few weeks ago, apparently. So now, sir, if you don't mind throwing this other little image up on the screen. So the daughter, after not getting her increase, has found 65-year-old restaurateur Vittorio Asaf. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm horrible with names. Amid dating rumors, this guy is a multimillionaire. He owns a whole slew of restaurants, and apparently this guy is now snubbing Aoki Lee Simmons. There's more pictures than this. There's a bunch of photos. I only have two. I'm gonna play the other one. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. There it is. Him taking pictures of her on the beach, and like they hanging out together, and like So if I'm gonna tell you like this. I saw Shade Room going, congratulations, or no, it was TMZ talking about Baywatch. Aoki Lee has new boyfriend. I'm like, Nick, are we serious? So is this cool? So so now we've gone from it's nasty that people is doing this and that and the third as far as messing with young people to now is Baywatch because she's 21 and he's 65 or 56. Wait a minute, how old is he?
No, I think
65.
I think these it's funny. I was just talking about this. I think these social media platforms be doing things to be funny. Like one thing I just saw, like they be showing all the stuff that be happening with like the reality TV shows and people fighting, and then or like people beefing on Twitter, and then below it will say disclaimer: we do not support bullying at. Like, yes, you do. Like, you support it because you posted it on your social media page. But whatever. So, like, when they say, like, I think, me personally, I think they just trying to be funny. Like, I don't think they're really, like, condoning it or, like, promoting it in a way that's saying that you should do it. I think they're doing it to get people talking, if that makes sense. Like, Baywatch, because they know people going to be like, Baywatch? You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing it to get a reaction out of people. That's my opinion from that.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, the second thing I'm going off of is this is the prime example of when you're not spending time with your children, when you don't spend time with your children to teach them how to become self-sufficient. When you spoil your children and it's I'm gonna give them everything in the world, anything that they want. And guess what happens? They grow up and they become dependent. And she's egotistical about this. She arrogant. Yo, you gonna give me more money? Well, I'm gonna go out and get a sugar daddy. It's like, so the only way she know how to operate in the world is to blackmail people around her. All right, so I'm gonna go get a guy to, number one, give me money, but I'm also get to embarrass you at the same time. Like, bro, this is childish, inappropriate behavior from a grown adult.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
We dragging the grown adult part. Like, she's 21. Like, come on, bro. Like, did you
feel like you was an adult when you was 21?
Did I feel like I was an adult?
Mm-hmm.
Was I actually an adult? That's two different. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I might have felt. I felt like I was an adult at 17. I wasn't an adult. I felt like I was an adult at 21, even 23. To be honest, but looking back on it, the decisions that I've made, where my mind was at that time, it was very much giving kid. I feel like I was behind the curve, if anything, to keep it all the way 100. And I feel like a lot of these people, kids, men and women, are behind the curve. Honestly, we might should even change the age in the United States, in our country, of what's an adult, because a 21-year-old is not making grown-up decisions all the time. They might make some grown-up decisions. I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I think, in my perspective of the people that I've dealt with, I don't think that 21 is necessarily the most adultish, if that's a word. If that makes sense.
Agree. No, I definitely agree with you.
Going back to your point, I think it's tricky, man. Like, raising a teenager and having a kid of my own, and I mean, 2 kids is the one thing about parenting. The scariest thing about parenting is you can do everything right, whoever says what's right, and your child will still come out as an individual of who they want to be. You can teach them all the right moral principles, ethics, and everything, and they still do what they want to do. I think that's the scariest thing about parenting. So we can't, I wouldn't say that this is a byproduct of lazy parenting or what you didn't do with your child. I think this just shows that people are going to be people regardless. From my perspective, I don't think it's necessarily trying to embarrass. Did she say she was dating him? Because I'm not too sure about this story. Did she say she was dating him intentionally to get back at her father? I don't think
that's why I played the video, because that's what she in the beginning of the video. She was saying, "Yo, I need you to give me an increase," and he was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." She was like, "I'm gonna go and get a sugar daddy. If you don't go and do it, I'm gonna get somebody. A guy's gonna pay for this." And then that's why he was saying, "Yo, how could you do that?" He was saying, "Aren't you a V? Aren't you a virgin? Like, how could you get a sugar daddy if you're a virgin?" And that's why she started laughing. She don't answer it. She started moving it, just talking about different stuff.
But let's not get it twisted. A lot of these niggas is weird out here, man. Bro, a girl can get whatever she wants from the right nigga without giving up nothing. Niggas just like attention and female companionship and company. Like, who's to say that she's having sex with this man? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't care, but I just feel like she could be getting all this and not doing nothing with him. You feel me? Like, a lot of niggas
there's a lot of niggas that just want to have pretty women around. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, and get a little smoochy woochie in every now and then. I mean, but at the end of the day, the thing I find to be very, very, this is horrible, because I'm seeing displays of, and we haven't even gotten to the sex worker bullshit yet. So like, it's, instead of our black community, our black women promoting self-sufficiency and education, and let's get into the place of learning how to make money and helping to take that generational wealth where you bring up our kids, it's just more and more of this. I'll just go get a dude to come pay my, like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't even make sense. This is not cool. I mean, even if the daughter's being joking like that, when I was a kid, that was not even a conversation that you could have with your parents. You would be scared at 21 to go to if I was to go to my mom talking about, I'm gonna give me a sugar mama and she gonna pay all that. My mother would slap the taste out of my mouth, bro. Like, no, right.
We know that changed with gentle parenting nowadays, though. But not to go too deep in that. It's funny. The thing that stood out to me about it as we talking about it is going back to the social media thing. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm confused about, or not even confused. It just brings up a couple ideas or thoughts. It's like we criticize, or not criticize, like, I don't know the exact word. We villainize or whatever. We put down a person that did sex workers and like sex trafficking and things like that, but we promoting it as well. It's like, yeah, I guess she's grown. But if she was to come out 2 weeks from now, or a month, or a year, or 2 years from now, and say he coerced me into doing this because he had money and I didn't know any better, he was very persuasive. Like, if she was to come out like that, we would be on her side and we would have her back as the country, right? As a world, we would stand for this woman and we would say that was wrong. He was 65 years old, she was 21, right. She was an adult. But now in the moment, everybody is so quick to say she's an adult, she can do what she want to do. If this is what she wants to do, let her do it. I don't mind about her being an adult. If this she want to do it, I don't care about that. My thing is I just wanted to be one side. Let's choose a side. If it's going to be that, let's be that. But then not come back later when she says it's coercion or like, and I'm trying to be careful because it's just like, it's confusing at this. It's conflicting. Like, that's the word. It's conflicting. So it's like, I don't know what is or what isn't. Because if you are 21 and you are grown, if we're going to look at you grown, we should look at you grown. But I'm sure, I'm not saying she would do this. 3 years from now, she came back and said, I really wasn't in my right state of mind. This wasn't what I wanted to do. He coerced me. But where are all those people speaking up for it now? You want to post it on your social media, you want to make a bunch of jokes about it when it ain't funny. To me, it ain't funny. Like, I just don't think it's cool. That's me. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever you want. I wouldn't support it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna back you up 100%, and I'm even gonna I'm gonna Diddy defend a little bit. It's like, it's easy for a black man to come and be the groomer. It'd have been, if Diddy had came out with this, even before the allegations, it would have been, he's grooming. Oh, he's taking advantage of this girl. And, oh, he's using his power and fame to like, mystify her so he can get what he want. But it's so, now it's like, 65-year-old white man, and it's Baywatch, and it's this, and it's cool, whether they was being funny or not. There has not been one moment that I've read where people go, yo, is it cool that this older white man is doing it to this young black girl?
Or I'm gonna keep it 100 though. People might not like this. Is it cool that women can prey on men with money? Because we talk about coercion and men coercion a woman because they got power and they got fame and they got status. But what about you, right? Because women, because if we talking about and we can look at the definition, but like, you look good, right? You have status. You know that somebody would love to have a time with you, and you saying, let me use this in my benefit to get your money. That isn't right either. So it's like
horrible. And where's the checks and balances for that? Where is that? Like, you know what I mean? How do we, and I'm not saying condemn, I'm not saying you got to throw him in jail, but like, yo, where's the social checks and balances? Yo, that's not cool, young lady. Why don't you go and get a gig? You know what I'm saying? Yo, you got a famous mom that was a famous model. You can, dog, there's a million jobs that she can get where she can make money and it's not even hard work. You could be a model. Yo, you can do fashion. You know what I'm saying? Brand ambassador, influencer. I'm quite sure she's got 1 million followers. So you trying to tell me there's no way that she can get money outside of her daddy giving her a monthly stipend? To me, it's go ahead.
Tell you why there's no checks and balances. Because men, we are looked down upon the moment we speak on, say anything about a woman. You can't say nothing about what they should do or what they shouldn't do. Period.
But they can talk about everything that we do, no matter what it is, how big or small. I just saw a post on Facebook where somebody was saying if a guy got a work from home job, it's a red flag. What? Like, you can't even have the home gig, bro. Like, yo, come on. Like, it's like, yo, there's nothing men can do to not be a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Men that are violent are the problem. So wait a minute. So how the nigga going to defend your country and your virtue if he don't get violent every now and then? Like, yo, niggas got to do what they got to do. Anyway, but I want to go deeper into
that was crazy. Yeah, you tried to skip through.
I want to zoom away from that quick. Play that clip I just sent you because it's going to reinforce what we just talked about and take it to another level.
These girls go, don't objectify us. We'll objectify us. Why are modern times and young people so pro-sex worker, so anti-sex customer? If I said I was home all day just watching OnlyFans chicks, everyone would be like, ugh, keep that to yourself, pervert.
Yeah,
right. But like,
sure.
But if a girl's like, oh, I worked today for 6 hours on OnlyFans, people are like, you go, girl. Get that money. And everybody like 30 and under is like, he getting paid though.
Right.
She getting paid though. You know who's really rich? Napoleon. Stalin, really rich guy. You know that Hitler had multiple properties. He's getting paid though. He doing him. It's a terrible argument. I'll comment on some guy doing a terrible thing on Instagram, and everyone's like, "Yeah, but you talking about him? He rich though." You're like, "Yeah, he's a piece of shit."
Yo, it goes back to the conversation. Yo, so it's great. Yo, the woman can objectify herself. Hey, let me take this a step further. More Diddy defending. Hey, it's cool for the city girls and it's cool for Carisha to go and be up under Diddy and get paid. But now Diddy got to go to jail because he put her on payroll and was getting the pussy. So it's okay that she's offering it and she's accepting the money and she's taking the trips and she's doing all the sex acts. It's cool for her to do that. Guess what? Nobody's in her comments saying, yo, you down for the objectifying, because it was also known that Carisha's cousin was involved and she was on payroll doing sex acts for Diddy. So now not only is Carisha being a sex worker, she's selling off family members. She doesn't have nobody saying nothing to her. It's go, girl. Keep getting the money. Yeah, it's cool. Get the money. Yeah, you get that nigga. Yeah, get all of his money. But Diddy got to go to jail for coming up with an arrangement with an adult and paying for the service. Are you hearing the difference? He's not raping her. He didn't snatch somebody and take her without her consent. He's saying, hey, shawty, I want you to be around. I need you to be on the clock for me. When I call you, I'm going to send a private jet. I'm going to dress you up and I'm going to get some vagina. And for your time, $200,000 a month, because that's what they say that they was kicking her. $200,000 a month. And I guarantee he wasn't fucking her 7 days a week. It might have been 2 days a month, maybe 3 days, because the nigga's busy. Come on, let's be real. She's still touring. She's still recording music, and she's just one person. So guess what? It's all good as long as Diddy cutting your checks. Notice how when niggas ain't around you no more and don't have access, now everybody got a problem. I.e. the little producer nigga. So when you was in there and he was flying you everywhere and you was eating and dressing and all that, everything is cool. But now the moment that the one check that you waiting on didn't come through, now it's a lawsuit and he did me inappropriately. But dog, why you had to come back talking about 2 years later about some shit? Why, when it happened, you didn't come out and say some shit?
I never understood that, man. But I try to tread lightly because I understand that people can, like, you can't really, somebody that's been mistreated, you can't really tell them how to react in a situation, right? But I do think, like, I agree with you when it says, like, we need some checks and balances, because it can't just be like he say, she say. Like, we can't have a verbal agreement, right? And the moment you feel mistreated, or not mistreated, but the moment you feel unfairly, right, with no factual evidence involved, the moment your feelings are hurt, then you can turn on me. I personally don't like that, because it's like, we could be doing things and the world could think that is weird, like i.e. sex worker thing, right? And you could be okay with that. You could be like, no, I know what I'm getting myself into. This is what I want to do, right? And you're a little sex worker, like my man 50 Cent would say. But the moment I don't do something that you don't like, you want to blackmail me, or you want to put out my business to make me seem like I'm a villain or something like that, and then make yourself seem you want to victimize yourself. I personally don't like that, because it's no real way to tell. And the moment someone says something, the moment somebody accuses somebody of something, it's like you automatically take their side. And like, I don't think that's necessarily fair. But at the same time, I do feel like if somebody has been, if it's rightfully so, if you've been mistreated, yeah, you deserve some type of I don't know, like something done for it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to tell what's real and what's not. That's it.
Exactly. And it's easy to say that somebody went through something and there should be accountability. Everybody should be held accountable, but there's accountability on both sides. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I want to kill the crocodile because I climbed into his enclosure in the zoo and he bit me. Bitch, there was walls, there's gates.
You had no reason to be in there.
You ain't had no reason to be in there, but you climbed up in there being an asshole, and then you got your ass bit. So no, the alligator should not die because I did some dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? I need to be accountable for my actions. I'm seeing clips of not clips, but it was like these little posters they talking about the nigga Denzel Washington saying, yo, you should always leave the party 30 minutes before the devil come. The point that he's trying to make is that, bro, you can start seeing when parties are starting to go a little extra left and right. Come on, bro. All right, Jay, you are a party extraordinaire. Have you ever been to a party that's gotten a little out of hand or started to go into a late night, real weird, different direction?
No, yeah. I think what happens is people, they want to live in a world where what should be true is true. And I don't think that's necessarily always the case. So, for example, right? Remember the conversation that I had a while ago, and the girl was like, you should dress how you want to be addressed. Right. And I was like, no. So what should be correct is you should be able to dress however you want to dress and get respect. That should be the case. Correct. But from history already repeat itself. From what we see in people, that's not the case. It's just not the case. Not saying that other things can't be true, but it's just not always the case. So I get what she was saying, right? Right. Although I might not agree with it, because I'm not going to disrespect you if you wear something, I don't know what the world would say, slutty, right? That don't got nothing to do with me. That's on you. So what I say is, like, people think that, okay, I should be able to go to a party and nothing happened. You should be able to do that, but that's just not the world we live in right now. Right. We shouldn't have cops killing people. But that's not the world we live in. So if I get pulled over by a cop, I'm putting my hands 10 and 2. I'm making sure I got my license. I'm making sure I get my insurance card before the cop even come to the car. Why? Because I don't want to make a movement that he think that I made a movement for a gun or something like that. I don't want to put my life in his hands. So what I do is make sure I'm protected at all times. It's better to get home safe. So not to go on a tangent, but a lot of things, what should happen is I should be able to get pulled over. I should be able to get my license and registration. I should be able to reach for my phone to show you my insurance, right? I should be able to do that. But from my experience in the world, I'm not willing to take that risk, because it's been times where somebody has not been able to do that, and they got shot for, they got killed for, they lost their life for doing the right thing, reaching for an asthma pump or something, whatever. So that's just not the world. Let's
make it even close to home. All right, we are men. And we had to learn how to assess situations as stuff happens. If I'm out with my homeboys, now I grew up with a homeboy that's a hothead. He's literally in jail right now for murder. But I was laughing about it around my birthday, because we was like, yo, when that nigga coming home? But let me tell you the reason why. Is that when we was kids and we started going to Hammerjacks and all them places when we was 19 and 18, I could see this nigga get drunk and get violent. We knew that, all right, if you give this nigga vodka, he gonna be fucking knocking niggas out. We gonna end up fighting. Guess what? So what we do is, when we go out with this nigga, no drinking vodka for you, bro. Yo, even when he gets to a certain level, no matter what he drinks, we know that once he gets to a certain level, we got to get his ass home. That's called accountability. That's understanding what you're dealing with. Not putting yourself in a position. Right. Don't let him drink at all. Like the same way.
Don't take him with you. Like,
don't take him with you. Right.
I had to learn this. Shout out to one of my line brothers, right? So, everybody knew I was a hothead in college. And I'll never forget this story, because I ain't like it at the time, but as I got older, I understood. So I think one of my friends, well, my line brother had a friend who had a party or something at his house, and he didn't invite me. And I'm like, bro, that's corny, right? Like at that time, I'm like, that's corny as hell. And he was like, man, every friend not for every occasion, something along with that. And I'm like, that's whack, because if you my friend, you my friend. I could take you whatever, like you my dog, right? That was my argument. And then I had to learn, and it was another situation where another close friend of mine, I call her my sister, whatever. And like I was promoting her brand or whatever. And she, I think her girlfriend had like a party or something, and she didn't invite me. And I'm like, damn. And she was like, cause you're a hothead or something like that. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm not judging you for who you are. Like, I'm like, you always can be with me. You feel me? That's how I thought. Like, friends, we loyal to the soil. And I had to understand that if you know somebody is something, why put yourself in a position for it to go south? Right. So if I know that J Hill is a hothead, no, I'm not inviting him to not even my house. He's a friend of mine. I'm inviting him into a friend of my house so he can mess this up. And then my friend gonna look at me funny, or I'm gonna invite him into my girlfriend's birthday party and he could flip over and mess the birthday all up. Now that's gonna look on me like, why you brought this guy? I understand that now as an adult. You know what I'm saying? I was an adult then. I was like 24, 23, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like we supposed to be loyal. We supposed to be friends. Like you supposed to like ride with me regardless of anybody. But that's not the case, because if you know, and if you ain't willing to deal with that, then it ain't worth it. Same with your friend.
Right. And it's like when I tell, like, say for instance, I got a homegirl, and then she might come around and she see one of my homeboys and she like him. And then like next thing you know, she like, well, what's up with your man? Yeah, I'm like, yo, that nigga pussy hound, bro. So if you want, like, be wary. And then the girl will mess with him, and then find when she'll be like, well, dang, he just left me hanging, and be like, yo, I told you what the fuck it was. Like, what are you talking? Like, what? I feel like that's where the disconnect be. And I'm not trying to put this on women. I'm saying it's a men and women problem. It's like people will give you information. You don't even listen to the information. You just go off and do some goofy shit, and then you come back with an attitude trying to be mad at the person. I'm like, bro, I told you what it is. So when we get out into the world, when you go to parties, you should be able to see once it get 2 a.m. Damn, there's a whole lot of girls that's now naked. They wasn't naked before. Yeah, nigga, the orgy about to pop off. Either you get involved or get out the door. You know what I'm saying? The party was cool, and now, damn, it seemed like a lot of coke came out of nowhere. Like niggas out here with dusty noses. And all right, if this is not what you want to be a part of, get out. But this is this is a problem I have. Y'all the ones that stay have a great time, but then now you want to come out and say, well, yo, Diddy was up and having parties and it was naked girls everywhere. And well, how did you know that? Well, I was naked. What the fuck?
You was there engaging in the crazy activities and the festivities.
Exactly.
And even to like the people, I don't want to say the victims, but like you said, people know what's going on, but they think they're the exception. Like they think like it's like being a kid again.
Yep.
Don't put your hand on the stove. Man, that shit ain't gonna burn me. Oh, I can withstand the pain. Let me put my hand, and it burn you just like it burned everybody else. It's like, man, no, somebody said to me, like, I was saying that the fruit don't fall too far from the tree. And they were like, nah, because I'm my own person, right? Basically, like I can be in these environments, they can do what they do, and I still remain me. That could be true, but good company corrupts. Bad character corrupts. What is it? Good company, bad company corrupts good character. But people think they're going to be the exception. Like, yeah, I can hang around all these single guys that's dealing with girls that's not faithful, or the men with girlfriends that's not faithful, and I'm gonna be the exception because I'm my own man. Yeah, but eventually that temptation gonna kick in, and you might not go all the way as, let's say, having sex. But if you get a chick number, you get to flirting with a chick, you still putting yourself out there. It's still just as bad. You might as well have had sex with the girl, because now you're gonna get the same heat from your woman that you would have got if you did have sex. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we always think we're the exception to the rule, when it's like, bro, it ain't no exception. Get out of it, or you gonna get burnt by the fire. It just is what it is.
It's a fact. All right, you can choose any one of these clips. It's gonna play off of everything we saying perfectly, but also steer us in a different direction. So I'm gonna let you choose.
Always valid. Your behavior is not. Let me say that again. Your feelings are always valid, always, but your behavior is not. Nobody can tell you how you should or shouldn't feel. However, you still need to be accountable for what you do as a result of those feelings.
You see what I'm saying? So you can feel a lot of shit, but you going and wilding out, or you want to go run somebody's life into the ground as a result of your emotion, I feel like it's inappropriate. Yo, I feel like this is something that a lot of people don't fucking pay attention to, is that, like, yo, I have feelings all of the time. I might be like, J Hill don't text me back fast enough, but J Hill got a baby and a job and this and that, or Jay not doing this, or my dad ain't doing that. Yo, we have feelings about everything. Everything does not require you a response. Feel the feeling, let it go. I feel like we need to start getting a more firm understanding of what reality is versus what our emotions are. So, like, yo, and start thinking. And that's why I say negative thinking. When you're a person that always feel like the glass is half empty and the world is coming to an end and you can't trust nobody, guess what's going to happen? That's why I say whatever you think is real, because you're going to make it reality. You know what I'm saying? Because as you think negatively, guess what you're gonna start doing negatively. All right, if every nigga's gonna cross me at some point, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna start treating people around you like shit, and guess what niggas gonna do? They're gonna cross you. If you feel like everybody gonna leave you, eventually they will leave you, because you will put them in a space where they have to leave. If you want people to stay, if you want people to grow with you, you have to believe and act like people that you are the person that they're going to be to stay with and to grow with, meaning that you got to give the same way you receive. If you're going to have people grow around you, guess what you got to do? You got to put something in their soil. You got to water them the same way they watering you. You see what I'm saying? Like, your actions are a part of your mindset, bro. Like, and I feel like go ahead.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think this conversation is harder for me because I say this all the time. It's something that I 100% agree with. However, because that's who I am, I'm trying to look at it from another space. Because as soon as I heard her say it, I agreed. But it's a meme that went around or a tweet that went around that said, somebody always want to like basically do something foul to you, but then get upset with you about how you respond to it. And that's what remind me of. And I'm like, yeah. So I do think that we have to look at to both sides on this, right? We have to be intentional about what we do and how we do it. Point blank, period. We got to be super intentional because you can't change the way somebody feel and the way they react to them. Is it right? No, I don't think so. But as people, we got to be intentional of how we treat people because we can't dictate how people react to things, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not agreeing that you should. I'm not agreeing that if somebody mistreats you, you should just go crazy and kill them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that. It's just you just never know. So it's hard for me to have that conversation because that's something that I fully agree with her with.
Right. So the only correction the only pushback I'll give to that statement is that yes, we do react. Yes, we do have responses, trauma responses, unconscious responses. But that's the reason why therapy is so important. That's the reason why paying attention to our responses is so important, so that we can unhook the trigger. Mm-hmm. So that you learn to not respond. So like say if your daughter annoys the hell out of you all of the time and she always nagging, like, to not respond to a certain point. Or if you happen to snap off and scream at her, you need to start pulling yourself back and going, wait a minute, this is my kid. She keep asking for snacks. That's not a reason to go off the panhandle. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you need to learn but you got to remember that your whole entire life, you need to learn how to do that. You got to remember there are different triggers for everything. And we may not even know certain things are a trigger, but if you aren't paying attention and being accountable for your actions, and you are running around not even trying, guess what you're doing? You're causing destruction all around you, which as a result destroys your ability to move forward and to grow as a person.
Right.
Even down to the way you think. Think about it. I was telling one of my homeboys yesterday, he always got new ideas, which is a beautiful thing. But he's always trying to find a way to make it more difficult. So he came to me with an idea. Yo, bro, let me give you an example. He was like, yo, I want to start my own venue. But yo, I got to get this and I got to get that. Like, nah, nigga, if you want to start your own venue, what's the first thing you need to do? Yo, I need to get some investment money and grants. No, you don't. You need to have at least a little bit of bread. I said, go get you $2,000-$3,000. I said, and go around Baltimore and find out places that are renting. Go rent something, bro, and get started with something small. He's all in his mind, but nah, bro, it's got to have all of this and that. I said, then you're never going to get where you got to go. No. I said, because you're putting obstacles in front of you and you're not looking at solutions. You know what I mean? Solutions are, what can I do with where I'm at? And let me get this, maybe make this profitable. All right, let me get to the next thing. We're going to make that
right, bro. I hate negative people. Like, I used to always say I'm a realist, but I'm not negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. If I have something in my way, it might be in my way, but I know I'm going to get through it. But I'm going to acknowledge that something is there. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, some people, they just, I don't know, man. They just be negative. Like,
a lot of people want big results and ignore the small results. You know what I mean? You're so
focused big results and don't want to put the work in to get it. Like, it's
yeah, I agree with you.
Like, man, I want to be this person where I want to be the celebrity, rich and famous, but you don't want to put the work in to be rich and like, I don't. That's why I said this conversation is hard for me because I agree on like 100%, like 1,000%. So, but I'm one of them people who's going to put in the work. But it is people out there who have these grand ideas, but don't want to put the work in to do it because it hurt or because it's hard.
But I'm gonna give you a different example. I got a couple of friends, they podcast. And they continue to, they put the work in. They in there every day. They in there every day, all day. They put their shows out. But guess what? They don't look at anything bigger and go, what are they doing versus what I'm doing and how can I improve? They'll do the same. They'll have the same equipment for 3-4 years. And I'll see them and I'll be like, yo, bro, your audio ain't good. Damn, yo, your video ain't good. Yo, bro, like, why you keep using these titles? You need to switch your titles up. Yo, you got to improve your, and they be like, yo, nah, this is my way. This is what I do. This is how I do it. And it's like, I'm putting the work in. Believe me, yo, people want to come. They're going to love me. And it'd be like, That's cool. I appreciate the work, and I respect that. But if you're not learning while you're working, you're dead. You're hitting the brick wall. You're bumping your head against the wall. People will be working and don't be growing. You know what I'm saying?
I think I seen a video, like, is it different between like motion and what was it, movement? I forgot what it was. It was like, man, like, you could be moving and not going nowhere, right? Like, but you motion, you go, like, I forgot what it was called. I forgot the exact terminology, but it was something like that. And I'm like, yeah, a lot of people just be working. They be working in the same spot. Like, I was thinking not too long ago, I was like, man, thank God I had a guy had reached out to me for an interview. I think he had paid me a deposit of like $150, but this is like 3 years ago. I think I was charging like $300 at the time. So he thought he was about to come to Atlanta and pay the rest of the other $150 to do an interview. I'm like, bro, what? Like, this is 3 years ago. You can have your money back, because bro, my interview is not even. I haven't done a $300 interview in forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking? But I say that to say that opened my eyes to say, damn, man, because sometimes it do get discouraging. You like, man, I'm doing the same thing, but like, nah, I'm definitely not doing the same thing. I'm definitely not in the same place. So it could get discouraging, but at the same time, you got to be able to understand. And I learned this on the way up. You got to be able to listen, but also have your own process of how you want to do things, but be okay with the criticism that comes from people saying you're not listening. I know it was a mouthful, but because like me, I listen, but I'm selective. Like, I don't listen to everybody. So I had to, but sometimes what happened was when I didn't listen to everybody, I would get upset when they would be like, you don't listen. I'm like, bro, no, I just didn't like the idea. And it really would bother me. But now I've learned to understand that it's okay. I don't have to listen to every single thing that everybody tell me to do. You get what I'm trying to say?
So, but a part of communication is clarity. So like, say for instance, if I give you an idea, the most productive way is to say, I heard what you just said. That's cool. I don't like this part. That's part of this part. Why don't we take this out and let's think of, and then that gives that person an opportunity to say, all right, well, what about it don't you like? What seems to be the issue? So that way we can address issues, and then we can, like, there's never one exact way to get to something, but there might be the beginnings of a great piece here. And we might need to address this, and this, so that we can get it to the place you want to. So in your growth process, always think about, yes, you may not like ideas, but people can't fully help you if they don't understand why things are the way they are. So if you tell them, if you don't say, I don't like the idea, then I can't help you fix it. So the most important parts of communication are clarity and comprehension. True. And then also perspective. So in your moment, you and I we've had meetings in the past where I'm saying, you need to do A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. But from your perspective, and you know what I'm saying, and from your limited knowledge at the time, you were like, this don't make sense. But then you come a year later and you going, now I get it. I see what you're saying, because you just weren't there yet. So yes, it's I respect that. This goes back to what the young lady was saying. Your feelings is one thing. How you react to it is completely different. You know what I'm saying? And also a part of growth and building a business is understanding that there is a risk involved in the beginning when you're building business relationships with men and women. So if you're bringing in an expert, there is a point where you have to, in the beginning, trust a little bit so that you can so that way that person can qualify their skill set with you. So they have to show you that they can do for you what you may not understand, but there needs to also be, if there's mistakes being made, because there's always we're human beings. We make mistakes. You as a boss need to pay attention to how they're making mistakes and what they're making mistakes on, so you can guide them to more success. Or you can also define whether or not this is a long-term person to be around, or this is just somebody I might need to just do this little bit of stuff and then move them away and find something else, if that makes sense. So 100%. Like,
and even with I think the criticism piece, I feel like you got to understand that that's just a part of the game too. Right. I remember when I first started hosting, like, I was like, even now, like, my hosting, well, not as much because I've been in a relationship for like 6 years. But like, when I first started hosting, my hosting was, it was kind of crazy, right? And it wasn't like the hosting style that people were used to. So people would like criticize it and critique it. But as I grew in my hosting, the same thing that people used to criticize and critique was the same reason they love me. That was the same thing that made me different. So like, a lot of times what happened is we go into something and people get the critiquing and they get the giving their opinions and saying they don't like it because it's different. And then you want to change it because you can't take the criticism, or you want to appeal to everybody, but then you're just changing who you are. And that's something that I had to learn along the way. And I got to remind myself, even to this day, sometimes, like I might do an interview or have a conversation and I might see the comments not be in my favor. And I'm like, man, one, I can't pay attention to that, right? Because if you're going to live by the praise, you're going to die by the booze. It just is what it is. And two, it was a time where people didn't like the way I did things. And because of my consistency and my work ethic, I showed to not even win people over, but to gain a different audience that belonged to me, who did like it. And that's the most important part about it.
Yep, that's a fact. Throw that video up on the screen, buddy.
Overthink about positive outcomes. When you're overthinking because you're running endless negative scenarios. You are never running endless positive scenarios.
Never.
You never wake up going, my company's going to make too much money. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my relationship's going to go too well.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I can't believe I'm going to get too healthy. We're never overwhelmed by positive scenarios. We're always overwhelmed by negative scenarios. And so I started looking at this, okay, what's going on in sense of the internal world of us human beings? And here's what happens. We fall into negative patterns, but we have to move into positive patterns. You do not fall into positive patterns. You do not fall into positive thoughts. You have to move into positive thoughts. You have to move into positive behavior. So if you're going to bring negative emotions, all you have to do is just slip into it and fall into it.
All right. So I thought the beginning part was corny, but I thought the ending was profound. And the key thing that he said is you fall into negative habits. You have to move towards positive habits, i.e. I can fall into the eating habit and eat all day long, junk food, all type of shit. But guess what? If I need to get fit, I have to move into that, meaning that I have to take action to fix what went wrong. I have to take action to make things happen in a positive direction. You will never just have positive stuff. People keep thinking it's like this concept of I just keep waiting on God. Yo, God gonna fix it. No, God will put the materials around you, the information around you. He will put resources around you so you can take action to fix it yourself. It is not God's job to lift you up and make you everything. No. And that is the most horrible part. No disrespect to Christianity. I'm a Christian myself, but that is the most horrible part of the business of Christianity is that they take away the person's ability to move and take responsibility on their own, and they make people subservient. Yo, you got to pray. You got to keep waiting on him. You got to keep giving us money and pray and wait. No, get up, take action, learn. You know what I'm saying? Create things for yourself so that you can save yourself. Goes back to the beginning of the show. We talking about Aoki Lee Simmons. Yo, you raise a child to be dependent on your money and dependent on your resources. Guess what? When you're gone, they will not be able to survive. You have to move towards progress and self-sustainability, self-fulfillment. You have to make you happy. You have to make you rich. You have to learn how to deal with people. You can't, yo, so what? The world could be falling apart around you. Guess what? You could be happy or you could be sad about it. It ain't going to change. And guess what? The only difference is you, bro, how you're experiencing it. Go ahead.
That's why I love running so much, bro. It's like, I don't want to ignore it. It be real life things going on and people be living in it and people be stuck in it. So I get it. But running is a way to get away from that. Like running, it gets you away from all of the negative thoughts and all of the negative comments and brings peace to your mind, and it brings ideas that you might never even thought about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I love running book for, because at the end of the day, what the person was saying, like, it is easy to fall into negativity. It is. Like, even when I was talking about the comments on the YouTube, whatever, you got 100, you got 1,000 comments just saying negative stuff to you. You're going to feel away. It just is what it is. But you do have to be intentional of how you approach those comments. You got to move into a more positive space. Okay, what does that look like for the people that might not understand and that might be doing podcasts or YouTube or in the public? It looks like this. Let me find a video that people love me about. Let me go look at those comments. That's intentionally moving into a positive mind state. Why? Because I know I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna enjoy it because it make me feel good, right? Or not playing into the negative comments that happen. Let me pay attention to the positive. Let me look for the positive comments and see what they're saying. Oh, let me see. You're going to get a smile out of it. right? A lot of times you fall into negativity and you continue to fall into it and you continue to fall into it instead of getting up and moving yourself out of it, right? So like, I don't know if you wake up and I don't know, you don't know how you're gonna pay your bills, your rent the next month. It's easy to fall into that. Like, that's a real thing. Okay, let me put a plan together that a realistic plan that can help me get some money and help me pay my bills. Now I'm focused on the positive. I'm focused on how I'm gonna get out of the situation. When you focus on the negative, you're gonna continue to focus on more negative, and it's easy to continue to fall into that trap.
Right. And this is how millionaires take simple ideas and take it to the next level. So a millionaire goes, my rent is due every month. So what they'll do is go, I need $1,500. So what they'll say is, all right, I'm gonna work extra at my job. I'm gonna put $5 or $6 grand together. I'm gonna get 3 vending machines. All right. Each vending machine is gonna bring $600 a month in. So I need 3 of them, you know what I mean, to cover all of the bills. So they'll get the 3 vending machines. They'll do the research and development. They'll get the vending machines put in place. They'll get them filled up. Now I have a business that's paying the rent. So I go collect the money. I go redo the refill and I make sure I got everything cool. Now the rent's paid with that. The next thing they do is, all right, I need another business to pay for the car notes and the da-da-da-da-da. So guess what? They buy a new car. They put it on Toro. Or they'll buy 2 cars. I'll drive the one and I'll put the other one on Toro. One car pays for everything. The other car is for me to have transportation. That's how millionaires build businesses. I mean, that's how they build a lifestyle of freedom. When you want to live in freedom, you don't go, well, all right, well, let me sit down and I'm going to work 30 years to build this big megatropolis. You know, you don't go and start a restaurant to pay your rent. A restaurant is a passion. It's something that you will physically be in. It requires a lot of income in the beginning. It requires a lot of time. Starting a vending machine business doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes some research, and it takes, when I know some people be like, 5,000 is a lot of money. Like, no, it's really not. Like 5 or 6 grand is not a lot of money if you learn how to save, if you've got goals and you're focused.
But even into that point though, Jay, I think like, because it's easy to say what people should do, and you know what I'm saying. But even in that case, let's say you get a vending machine, you get 3 vending machines and it don't work. Your life isn't over. You can say like, and again, we're talking about moving into positive thoughts. Right. That could be very frustrating. You built up $15,000 that you probably never had before. You saved it. You put your all into this. You did the research. You got the vending machines and it failed. But guess what? You've just learned how to do it again in another way. You just gain knowledge, wisdom that you need to be successful. And this is what it looks like to move into positivity. I don't want to take that feeling away from nobody. Yes, that will hurt, and you could dwell on it for a second. But you gotta be able to say, you know what? Most of the successful people that I follow have been through adversity. This was a part of my adversity. Don't let it break you. Right. That's what it looks like to move into positivity. Not saying you can't be hurt. Not saying you can't be hurt, but you got to use that to fuel you. Right. You have to recognize that no muscles are built without pain, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anything that is actually successful comes out of opposition. Everything of success, bro. Notice how every super successful person has a long story of disappointment, heartache, heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? Niggas going broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it is what it is, bro. Like, you gotta, that comes with the game. And it gets to the point where the best people have the fastest rebound time. The faster you can rebound, the faster you can get back to the money. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with having a good cry every now and then, but don't let the good cry turn into staying in bed, turn into, all right, I don't want to talk to people no more. It's turn into turning my back away from the world. You know, turn it, you know, now I'm outwardly displaying it to everybody around me. I'm blaming everybody else. Like, all of this stuff is a waste of time. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, the more positive you become, let me tell you, I'll make y'all this promise. The more positive you become, the more about rebounding you become, the less patience you have to even have those negative people and those negative thoughts around you. I don't even like hanging around niggas that want to complain.
I don't like complainers. I don't like people that waste my time. I don't like, even if we go into movies to hang out, I don't need you yackering off about how bad everything is and this sucks and I can't believe it. I don't want that. I don't want
that
that
energy around me.
Nah.
It's going to weigh up on me. It's going, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want that bad juju.
Right. Yeah, nigga, we over here getting money, bro. Like, and that's the thing. Like, if we not focused on, activating, getting to the bread, doing something positive, building something, then why the hell are we around each other? You know what I mean? And I hate the fact that our live streams always end up being these big positive, affirmation sessions. But to be honest with you, this is how I live my life every day.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why, like, a lot of the things that it's funny because this is the shit that I be caring about, and a lot of the shit that be in the media, it really don't concern me because, like, somebody on Instagram said, especially that Diddy shit, stop watching the news. Like, to be honest, yeah, because a lot of that stuff will bring you down. A lot of stuff is negative. It's like you keep consuming, and like even the rap beef shit. It's like, bro, I'm trying to live my life and get it. These people are successful. That's why we paying attention to them. I'm trying to get to that level. So I don't really got time to be following these people trying to know what's going on in the know and shit like that. But it's a part of the job, man. It's a part of the job. But that's why I love when we can sit down here and just talk about real life.
Word. And I do miss it, man. I miss having stars around so he could give us the crazy nigga perspective on some wild shit. But you know what I mean? Like, but hey, it is what it is. I think it's so crazy how me and you will have such a different type of conversation, but as soon as you add stars in, it just goes fucking left. That shit goes so left. You know what I mean?
Because stars is super like youthful. Like I think I think people would say like I got an old soul, maybe, I don't know, but like I think like stars is he's just like that youthful guy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you said his real age, nobody would believe it. Like, wait, what?
Yo, that nigga don't look nothing like his age. That's crazy.
Like his age. It's crazy.
That nigga is 65 years old, nigga. But he still look younger than me. Ain't that crazy?
He look younger than me.
Yo, no, so good. Yo, yeah, you looking. And the crazy part is he got older kids than you.
I think we got the same age. Our daughter's the same age. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. 14.
Your oldest is, I'm talking about the youngest, because the youngest one is a little bit older, right?
Oh yeah, no. His younger one is older than my youngest one.
Yeah. Oh, but I ain't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I think his daughter name is Paige. Paige is the same age as Amaya.
Wow. That's super crazy.
I think that's how we got real close, pause, because like I think we was just in this crib and just talking about just probably Sade and just kid shit, and like we just connected from there, and we was just super cool.
Nah, I definitely feel that, because like him learning, I feel like he rubs off on you and you rub off on him. It's just a great balance between the two of y'all. I mean, but you guys are so different at the same time. So like that's what made the show great, is because we bumped heads, but we still have so many similarities. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it would be crazy. Yeah, I swear to God, I wish that the episodes we shot in Atlanta,
I could have gonna bring that shit up, man.
No, nigga, no. And I'm not here to diss you, but I remember, was it the last episode we shot? Yo, you and I, after the shoot was done, we was nose to nose arguing. I don't even know what the fuck we was arguing about.
I remember. I know exactly what it's about.
Oh Lord! All right, come on, bring it up. You know you can't help it.
Oh no, it was about it was like you had an ex-girlfriend and you just didn't. I kept bringing it up because I seen it got to you under your skin, and I'm like, what? I forgot exactly what happened, but we was talking about your ex-girlfriend or something like that, and you ain't like that.
I was just like, only because just like, I don't. If we want to talk about scenarios, that's cool, but I don't want to get into specifics because that person might feel some kind of way about it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I
think that was the case because we was talking about we was very specific in my situation, so that's why I was like, just kept bringing it up.
But your situation is public. Like your whole situation is Front Street. Like that's the problem with having a Front Street relationship. That shit is crazy.
But we had a great conversation after that in Waffle House. So
yeah, that's a fact. And it's even when we was into that moment, it's never a point where it was like, all right, let's duke it out. It was just like, nigga, let's get to the point of what we got to get to. I think we was just having a Baltimore nigga moment, because Baltimore niggas just be loud and aggressive for no reason, and everybody that's not from Baltimore was just like, yo, is they about to? It's like, no, we just don't know how.
That's the one thing about Baltimore. I feel like I was having a debate. I don't know if it was Wayno, and like you get to a point where it's like, bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, what's up? Like, it'd be like, not even what's up, but like, I think we were talking about Kendrick Lamar, and like, I don't know, like, I feel like I was giving him respect, but he wanted more. I don't know. And then to the point, it's like, man, fuck that nigga. That nigga trash. Like, you just saying, like, that's a Baltimore shit. Like, fuck that nigga. Like, man, fuck all this shit. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm so mad that I don't give a fuck about the conversation no more.
Yeah, like, nigga, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah,
that's some Baltimore shit, bro.
That is so Baltimore, nigga.
That's
You need to make a clip out of this. Make a clip out of that. That's for real, for
Nigga
real.
will be like, man, fuck that in a second. Like, what are you talking about, man? Fuck about that shit.
That's why you gotta. That's why I be having to, like, when I'm around certain people, I gotta keep instituting love into the conversation, because niggas will get so mad so quick. Like, yo, I love you. Stop it. Stop it. Like, don't you go there. Like, don't you get ramped up. Like, because niggas be ready to fight quick. Like, yo, like, no. We just having an argument. Yo, the space game is the space game, nigga. There is no money on the table.
Well, you know, I was just having a conversation with my wife about this, because we was having a great conversation, and she was saying, you know, some things are just like that come with her upbringing or whatever. And I'm like, I get that, but you gotta understand my upbringing, because some things I ain't tolerating. So it's hard for me to be graceful in these moments, because nigga couldn't just say whatever they wanted to say to me, and it'd just be like, oh, like, even like a simple F you, like, you saying, like, and that's something light, like, certain things is what I said.
Like, yo, I really hope people start understanding that just because something was a part of your upbringing, yo, all right, I validate the fact that you said it and that I won't take offense to it. But you need to detach your reasoning to keep doing it. I know that it happened, but you can't keep saying, well, that's just how I was raised. This how. No, if this is unhealthy and this is not working, hey, please, yo, I need you to understand that it's important for me that you rise above this. Why can't you are an adult now, so that might have been how you was raised. So let's just say you was raised to always get the shit slapped out of you every time you talk sideways. So you want to turn around and start slapping your daughter or your son? Like, bro, like, we realize that we have better ways that we can deal with stuff, especially when we get angry. Yo, you need to detach that. I feel like people use that as the reasoning to keep doing it. Yo, but just as here, this is how it's always been like that. That's cool, but guess what? It don't always have to be that way.
Nope.
You know, we need to rise above it. Yo, I was not this way when I was a kid, bro. I was way more angry all the time. I was way more quick to jump into a fight all of the time. I was raised by parents who were overly aggressive and crazy about a lot of shit, bro. And we're quick to always argue and get into screaming matches. Like, me and my middle brother were like that. But yo, guess what? I had to unlearn that shit. I had to learn how to be patient. I had to learn how to sit and listen, not listen to respond, but to listen to understand. Like, I had to learn. Why? Because I knew that if I didn't learn, none of these other niggas was going to learn. So like, once I learned, guess what? Now I'm able to stop my dad and my mom from arguing. I've learned how to communicate with them better. I've learned what to say. Like, you got to get that. You got to build a toolbox so that you can now fix everybody else around you, especially if you love them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the most important thing, and then always say, yo, you can build this toolbox too. I always say that to my parents, like, yo, the stuff that I've discovered, you can do that. No, don't give me this, you too old. No, you're at the perfect age to learn something new. And like, the more you learn, the better the more harmony we can have in our household. And J Hill's thinking about how he could present this to his wife right now. It's just like, there's so much.
Somebody had a good question. They said, how do you know that way of being raised was wrong? Because you guys are thoughtful and successful. Because you guys are thoughtful and successful. I don't know if you see the Instagram.
No, I'm not.
E. Foster, man.
So like, wait a minute. So is she saying, how do I know? How do you know if a guy?
No, I'm saying E. Foster is the guy. He's saying, how do you know that way of being raised was wrong? Right? Because you guys are thoughtful and successful.
Okay, so my parents aren't behind closed doors, and I'm not trying to throw my parents under the bus, but my parents were physically, you know, whatever, like, you know, that was the way they was raised. That's the way I was raised. Physical discipline. There were moments where, okay, like one time I'm at the dinner table, I'm chewing with my mouth open. I get hit in the back of the head and it chips my tooth out. That was a little over the top. You know what I'm saying? I'm physically damaged. My lip is bleeding. We all see that this is not cool. And I also track different moments through growing up where things were over the line. And I'm not trying to get into my family business too deep. When you're an adult, and then you're around I might go to J Hill house. We homies, we grow up. At J Hill house, he ain't getting knocked in the head. He ain't bleeding. You know what I'm saying? Or I might tell a story about how I was disciplined laughing and J Hill go like, what the fuck? Yo, that's not cool. And you go, nah, that's normal. And they go, no, that's not. When you start going to therapy and the therapist is telling you, yeah, that's unhealthy. When you're looking at the world around you and you start seeing the commonalities and the connections of what is normal and what isn't. And then here's the other part. What's helping you to grow and move forward? If I'm always angry and I'm always screaming and hollering and I'm noticing that the people that are really successful are moving away from me. If I'm always having a problem with building relationships, if I'm always having problems being with, like, yeah, you're going to always have your core homies, but you'll notice 10 or 15 or 20 years later, if y'all still in the same place, something's wrong.
I wonder if what jumped out to me, the question, I'm wondering if it's, how do I know that my parents' way of raising me was wrong? But even because I became successful and I came thoughtful. So clearly I got something from my family. I don't want to change the question. I'm just curious. Like, I'm wondering.
Yeah, so like, all right, let me say it like this. First of all, all right, parents are not wrong. We need to stop using the term right and wrong. Let's say most healthy. Let's say it may not have been the most healthy, because I grew up in a great family. My family is phenomenal. My mom and dad is phenomenal. Yes, we've had dark moments. Yes, we've had negative things happen. My parents have always been there for me. My mom and dad are still married. I still work with them and we have a business together. We work together on a daily basis. My parents are supportive in certain ways. My parents have always done to make sure we had education. We had clothes on our back, food in our bellies. Obviously, I'm fat. So like, there's always been things there. But we always want to talk about, I want all of us to constantly think about growth and making sure that the next generation has a better experience so they can take it further, take the family further. So learning how to deal with anger, important, so that I can teach my niece, my nephew, my goddaughter, my godson, how you deal with anger. How do you deal with despair? How do you deal with depression? How do we deal with conflict? This is what it's about. We're not talking like I'm going to be who I'm going to be, but there's still another generation that could benefit from better education, better responses. You know what I mean?
Because he said something that I thought about this before. He was like, I always see a pattern in hard work and I always see a pattern in hard background in successful people with something to it. For example, I said the same thing about Michael Jackson. I said the same thing about Beyonce. I said the same thing about it was somebody else, but I feel like we talking about greats. Like Beyonce, Michael Jackson is, great. But they both had a similar story of how they think their parents pushed them too hard. But it's like on this side, right? Because I'm not a Beyonce, I'm not a Michael Jackson. I'm like, would I rather my parents push me hard and I become that than not push me hard enough and I become this? And I don't want to say this as if it's nothing, but Aoki, you clearly see the difference. Yeah. Right. So, I understand that.
Yeah. But all right, let's be realistic. Did Beyonce's father really abuse her? No. She said she wanted something. He put her on the path to get it. The only thing we also got to understand as parents and as people raising children is that we need to be the people providing the friction for the children to grow. Meaning that their life shouldn't just be party all the time. Party. It should be, take out the trash. Make sure you're cleaning your room. Make sure you're being organized. And it should be, hey, every Saturday it's got to be done by this time. Hey, make sure that you find something. Hey, I need you to learn something new. Hey, let me show you how to balance your checkbook. Excuse me, not checkbook, but let me show you how to save. If you save this much, I will help you for this. It's never, I'm going to give you a car. It's, if you want a car, save up $3,000. I'm gonna show you how to make money. You have to make the money. You have to do the work. And if you do this, then I'll put in on it. That's how you do for your children. So now they're growing up with, they're growing up with responsibility. They're growing up with organization. They're growing up with a sense of, and they have that sense of triumph. See, like, it's going to be hard. It's always hard for us in the beginning. But once you learn how to make money, once you learn how to save money, guess what? You have the excitement of being able to know that you did it yourself. So when you step out into the world, guess what? You have confidence. You have know-how. So when everybody's telling you how hard it is, you go, nigga, it ain't hard, nigga. All you gotta do this and that. You won't get to the money. How many millionaires have sat down with you and said, nigga, it ain't hard to get rich? But guess what? They've already learned. So that's how they say it. Yo, a rich nigga who earned, he made his own money, he could go broke tomorrow and guess what? Bounce right back 6 months to a year later, because it's all about knowing what to do. So the less information you make sure your children have when they're young, the harder it is when they grow up. But the more information you give them in a younger age, the better the results are in the future. That's what we need to be thinking about. Think about the Jewish community. Their whole community is all about investing in the family. The child, Jewish kids be having $100,000 and $200,000 in a bank account by the time they turn 16. But the other part that people don't understand is that they teach those children how to manage money from infant level. Hey, save your money. All right. Now I'm going to give you $100 this month. All right. So you said you wanted some sneakers. They cost $160. So not work to get the other $50. It's you need to put $300 in the bank because you need to save some. You need some for your lunch money. You need some for this. You teach them when they infants. So by the time they teenagers and that $100,000 go in the bank, not only are they ready to start their life, but they already have the knowledge on money management, financial management, investment. They're being taught in the church and at home how to build relationships. They're already a successful family unit around them that is already successful, that's giving them opportunities and showing them how to tap into stuff. So that by the time that child becomes 20, 18, 19, 20, 21, and that money is relinquished into their bank account for them to spend, they know what to do with it. They don't immediately take the $100,000 and go buy chicken boxes every day until they go broke. They're not going to take the $100,000 and buy sneakers and Balenciagas until they go broke. And I'm not trying to diss Balenciaga. I'm just saying, using that as an example. But anyway, let's move on. I got 2 videos. You can choose which one you want, and this will be the last one. I mean, unless you got to go. All right. Did I unplug something? I can't.
Wait. You hear me?
Okay, cool. Yeah, now I can hear you.
So shout out to E. Foster for being a contributor to the show. I wanted to get your perspective on this.
Okay.
So I intentionally brought up this clip because I guess DL Hughley had another perspective. I haven't. This is my first time watching either one, but I'm just curious. So I'm gonna play it and see what you think. Let me turn it up. How do I turn?
Oh, and make sure while he's fixing this, hey man, we need more signups on Patreon, man. We got to get 5 people on Patreon today. Patreon.com, J Hill Podcast. Bro, we need to continue to build. J Hill is completely independent. There is no money behind this situation. You know what I'm saying? He got a kid to feed. He got a wife to feed. He got a fat nigga that live in Baltimore to feed. So like, look, y'all need to be showing that love. Let's get it going.
Let's get it. I'm gonna play this. Let's see.
Quarterback different. Yeah. We want mother, father, dual parent. Mm-hmm. We want that kid to be 3, 5 and up because he got to be smart, not bad decisions off the field at all, because he has to be a leader of men. It's so many different attributes. That's what really we look for in quarterbacks. Different positions are different. Like O lineman, I look for dual parent homes, right? A strong father, smart kid, at least 3 and above.
You're also describing Hurts.
Yeah, tough. Well. Physical. Offensive lineman. Defensive lineman is totally opposite. Single mama.
Yo,
get it. He's on free lunch. I'm talking about just trying to make it. He trying to rescue mama. Like mama barely made the flight.
Trying to get out the mud.
Now, in addition to DL's response, of course, people were sounding off on social media. Thank you, Pierre, for filling in for me to execute that. But I want to read one of the tweets, and Pierre, I'm going to actually come back and start with you. So a tweet says, Deion ain't the only coach who thinks this way. Sadly, it hurts more when coming from a black man. Another disappointing step in his journey. So Pierre, I want to start with you. What's your reaction to this? And are you disappointed to hear this from Deion Sanders?
So before we get into that, I'm just curious what you think about this.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear that perspective first, or do you want to hear that? Do you even
No. I would love to be able to say my piece before they come in. All right. I don't want to. Do we want to make this funny, or are we going to be real?
I'm just curious what you think in general.
All right. This is the world we live in, man. People have different walks of life, and the reality of it is that there's a method to the madness. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, we've just had an hours-long conversation about how, you know, your upbringing affects how your outlook, how you approach the world, how you do what you do. So, yes, this is a behind the doors conversation brought out to the public. These are real conversations. Guess what? I'm not going to hire a kid that can't save a penny to be my accountant. Bruh, this is real. I understand that y'all want this guy. Y'all are trying to pedestal this man to expect him to say and be the right. He is not a freaking politician, and he is not here to be the black savior. Guess what he's trying to do? He's trying to build himself up so that he could be one of the greatest, coaches in NFL history and football history. Let's just say in football in general. So yes, he's going to come out and he's going to say what he's going to say. And it is what it is. Now, if y'all want to fucking get mad at him for that, I think that's ridiculous.
Do you agree or disagree with what he's saying?
I agree with it.
Yeah. I think, I only can speak from the perspective of having a single mother, right? So like, it definitely made me hungrier, right? I don't know. I can't speak on how it feels to grow up in a dual parent household. I can't speak on that. But so let me not say hungrier. It made me hungry because I can't compare it to nothing, right? Correct. Having a single parent household made me want to go get it.
Correct.
Right. It just made me think differently than a lot of my peers that I did see with dual parent households. Correct. I wasn't comfortable. I didn't, and not saying that everybody with the dual parent household was comfortable. I just know it did make me hungry. So when he was saying it, it made sense to me because that's where I came from. Mm-hmm. And it don't just have to be a defensive lineman, but I understand that. I mean, defense was my favorite. Was my favorite side of the ball, so I get it. But yeah, I was just curious to see what you thought.
Yeah, there's a deeper psychology there too. But you know what I mean. I want to play the clip. Go ahead, get the clip on.
What clip? Which one you play?
Others, you was gonna go back and play what them niggas was saying.
Oh no, well we can. We don't have to. I know.
Okay, cool. Hey, shit, I thought that was a dope clip. I
can play it if you want. I can play it. It's fine. I can play it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let me bring it back up.
Yo, Deion Sanders is giving y'all the sauce, and y'all are just so busy getting mad. I'm like, yo, there's gotta be a point where you just gotta let niggas be. Oh, let me not say let niggas be great, but you know what I mean. Let people do their jobs.
Let me see.
So Jake, I got a question while you doing that. What is he supposed to say? Like, how is he supposed to do? How is he supposed to do that?
I'm gonna replay it.
Be smart, not bad decisions off the field because he has to be a leader of men. However, when it came to the defensive lineman, Sanders looks for a single mama trying to get it. He's on free lunch. I'm talking about just trying to make it. He's trying to rescue mama. The comparison between the two positions and what he looks for are what left everyone in an uproar and many disappointed with what he had to say, including D.L. Hughley, who will react with, "Damn!" Today, we have our company hype analysts, Danielle Miller, Capone, and Pierre calling in to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
Looking at now quarterbacks are different. Yeah. We want mother, father, dual parent. Mm-hmm. We want that kid to be 3-5 and up because he got to be smart, not bad decisions off the field at all, because he has to be a leader of men. It's so many different attributes. That's what really we look for in quarterbacks. Different positions are different. Like O-lineman, I look for dual parent homes, right? A strong father, smart kid, at least 3-3 and above.
You're also describing Hurts.
Yeah, tough. Physical. Offensive lineman. Defensive lineman is totally opposite. Single mama. Trying to get it. He's on free lunch.
He a dog. It sounds like I want to go get it.
He trying to rescue mama. Like mama barely made the flight. Trying to get out the mama.
Now, in addition to DL's response, of
offensive lineman is smart. I guess that's the thing.
Thank you, Pierre, for filling in for me to execute that. But I want to read one of the tweets in here. I'm going to actually come back and start with you. So a tweet says, Deion ain't the only coach who thinks this way. Sadly, it hurts more when coming from a black man. Another disappointing step in his journey. So Pierre, I want to start with you. What's your reaction to this? And are you disappointed to hear this from Deion Sanders?
Put this tea down. Look, first of all, we know Deion's personality. Okay, it's not like we be shocked by this. You know what I'm saying? We know he's glorious, funny. He talks all kind of madness. It was his opinion. we can make it black and white, but none of those positions are all black or all white. You know, those are white linemen on defense, some people on line, black quarterbacks, white quarterbacks. So, but in totality, I get what he was saying in a fun way. You know, quarterbacks have to be the leader of the team. So they, if they're making mistakes outside of the field, they're looked upon how you be a leader when you're messing up. But linemen, offensive linemen are there they have a lot of rules. They have to block only, have to keep your hands at a certain place. So you have to be a little more, structured. But defensive linemen, they in it to get it. Okay, this is all what it is. They come in, they bull rushing, they doing anything they can. They have more with their hands they can do. Their job is to kill and destroy. Get through the offensive lineman, get to that quarterback, the running back, and tear his ass up, and that's their mentality. So he's joking about that type of mentality. Just come and get it, get what you got to go get. But if you want to turn to black and white, it means you're acting like only white, black, or linemen, or defensive linemen, which is not true. It can be any color. So I get his jokes and his gist.
Capone, let me come to you. Same question. What's your reaction to it, and are you disappointed to hear this from Deion?
I don't think it was a joke. I think he was kind of serious about that. That ain't something that you could just make up off the fly if you're not a comedian. I think that it was distasteful, especially in the realm that he was saying it in. And what I didn't understand is if a lineman has two parents, does that make him not good? I mean, what was the purpose of saying that anyway? I can understand a quarterback being focused and trying to just keep him because he carries a team, but to use the parents and the backgrounds and all of that, I think that was really stupid.
Yo, it's a discussion about psychology. You ain't no psychologist. You're not in the field. You're not in. See, the thing that annoys me is niggas that'll watch some shit and think that they know how shit work. Yeah, you watch football. So now you think you understand the psychology of shit? And you think that anybody can walk into any space and do shit? No, nigga. Let's be real. The military chooses people for special forces and certain things based on their background. And guess what them motherfuckers say? There's YouTube videos that talk about this extensively. Is that most of the time when you talk about black ops and special forces type niggas, CIA, they look for people that come from broken homes. Why? Because those people are more determined to, number one, find a place where they could find family. And they can please somebody. Niggas is always looking for somebody that they can look up to. That's number one. Number two, they have the drive for success. Number three, they don't have nobody else to look out for. So the only thing they got to do is look out for themselves. There's nobody around them to save them if shit goes bad. So yes, if a nigga by themselves with a single mama and they know there's nobody coming to get you, guess what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna be a fucking dog. So what the fuck are we talking about? It's like black people, our fucking problem. Every goddamn week I come in this motherfucker and I get so sick and tired of black people trying to find something to hate on each other about. Yo, you just want to find a nigga to shoot. Yo, just get the gun and just start shooting niggas and stop talking to me on the internet. I'm tired of this shit. Yeah. Bro, stop.
You're right, bro. What frustrates me be people, it'd be like people be intentionally not trying to understand what people are saying.
Thank you.
It's like, bro, if I'm like, even in the debates, it'd be like, bro, I get it. A debate is a debate. But if you understand what I'm trying to say, like, don't try to use it to work in your favor or your benefit. Like, that's corny in my perspective. So if I understand what you're trying to say, the first guy understands what he says. So when you say it's distasteful, for who? Oh, let me guess. For the people for the people who's hungry and have two-parent households, maybe it's distasteful for them because what you're trying to say, but I wouldn't say that. I guess what they're saying is, what he's trying to say is, if you come from a two-parent household, then you're smart. Then the person that come from one-parent household isn't smart, or the person that came from two-parent household isn't a dog. It can't have that dog mentality. So the person that come from a one-parent household does. It's like, bro, I don't think it's that deep. But what we can say is, bro, we've been joking, or the society's been joking about things like this forever. We know that not every person is the same. We know that not everybody that come from a two-parent household is smart, or I don't know, but we like
a lot of dumb niggas in a two-parent household.
It's like the saying of light-skinned people are soft. Bro, we know that not every light-skinned person is soft, but it's a joke. It's like that's what the world speaks on. So, but I understand when somebody says distasteful, but it's like, bro, come on, dog. Like, we can have more grace for that. Like, I don't think he intentionally went up there to be like you said, he's not a politician. He's not he's a football coach. So he's prone to have barbershop talk in public. So I do understand both sides, but it'd be like, bro, y'all be too hard on niggas. Like, god damn.
all day with the bullshit, man. These are bots commenting to get us off our game and get us caught up in the guidelines. Stay above the fray.
Like,
yeah.
Let me see. Let me see if we still got it. Because I'm curious now. I'm invested now. Like, I'm curious. How do we bring it back?
This is crazy, bro.
Listen, are you disappointed?
Let me come with the facts before anything. Deion Sanders has a son that's a quarterback. His son was born in 2002. Deion Sanders and that son's mother got divorced in 2013.
Oh my God.
Which means the young man was all about 10 when they got a divorce. So doesn't that make him coming from a single parent home? Because Deion hasn't been married since, and I don't think his mom has been married since. So those are two single parent households, despite the fact that they were married before. But your son is a quarterback. How did that happen? Is it because the person who recruited him was judging him from the fact that he came from Deion Sanders? And I think that's the whole gist here. Deion Sanders is judging people by their background and not who they are as a person, which we all do. But it's a problem because I know some people who come from two-parent households who can't even lead me into trouble. And trouble is the easiest thing to get into. So I think it's wrong for him to judge the fact that because you come from a two-parent household, that you have leadership capabilities. Because your son is doing quite fine, Deion, and you're divorcee.
I mean, come with the facts. You broke.
Bro, I mean,
what did that have to do with anything?
I think I think what she's saying is he's judging somebody from that background when basically you can't be the pot calling the kettle black, basically, with what I got from that. And I understand. And what I will say is, because I speak on this a lot, like basically, like he come from a divorce. He's coming from a single parent household, but his son is a quarterback. But he recruits quarterbacks who comes from dual parent households because they smart, et cetera, et cetera. What I will say is, I think I'm 50-50. Like, we do have to be careful with our platform. So I understand how some people can take the message wrong and get and be offended by his message. I can understand that. However, another part of me do feel like, I don't know, I just wouldn't be so quick to crucify somebody because of what they're saying of how their perspective on it. So I understand both sides. It's hard. It's tricky for me. I don't know. I understand.
So I feel like they latched on to one element without latching on to the rest of the elements. He said a single mother that's in the mud trying to get up out the mud. So Deion Sanders' son does not have a single mom that is struggling to get by. Ends is meeting like a motherfucker. And it's not a single mom situation where he don't know the dad. Dad is right there. Because guess what? Dad got his ass, showed him how to be a football player, trained him how to be a football player. And look, he worked with his dad. So it ain't no single mom situation. So that whole statement is, you just trying, once again, you trying to make fodder out of something, or you trying to be angry at something that you're not doing. You're not helping our community. You're hurting our community even more. And instead of recognizing, this is the reality of things. How about we say, we need to be doing better. Hey, we need to be better at building relationships so that we can have less single mother situations. Why we can't use that as a launching pad for a better, but no, it's just easier to get mad at this nigga and, do all of the crazy shit. You know what I mean? So, I am not going to read Don Corleone's comment. Bro, you bugging. All right. One more video and we out of here, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You pick one. Don't matter.
Relationships are tough. No, they're not. They're only tough when one person's working on it. Two people can move a couch real easy. One person can't move it at all.
I dated somebody who, if I asked her, "How are you?" "Great," was the only answer she ever gave me. And it actually made it very difficult for me to get close to her because I knew that she was having bad days. I could tell when she was frustrated, and so when somebody puts on that brave face and always wants to be great for their partner, it's the most selfish thing you can do because you're denying them that awesome joy of being able to be there for you. Remember, as social animals, we want to take care of the people we love. And how dare you deny them the unbelievable honor of getting to sit in the mud with you. It is a joy that human beings get to experience. And one of the things, if you can, by the way, the biology proves it, that one of the things that releases oxytocin, which is that feeling of love and connection and trust, is shared struggle.
All for Don Corleone's funny shit in the comments. Do you even believe what he just said?
Do I? Or did I do that?
What? Do what?
Make me.
Yeah, you
isolate myself.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was, but I've never experienced that, so I don't know. What I will say is
the basis of go ahead.
Which side would you rather have, though? Would you rather have somebody who wakes up every day and is upset, and every time you ask them what's wrong, is something going on? Right. So, like, I'm curious because that was a great, that was such an amazing video because it's always two sides. Like, I'm listening to this man say, like, I dated somebody, and every time I asked them what was wrong, they was great, and I'm like, life is crazy. I'm just like,
but you know what the funny part is that if you were to be in a relationship where that person never told you about any of their problems, you would be highly upset about that.
As a man, right? And I'm just being personal, right? I can't ignore the fact, and I'm trying not to overshare, but like as a man, and I hear other men, one of our biggest things in relationships in general is women complaining. Right. So this is what I hear my peers talk about a lot: women complaining. And then I hear this man talking about a woman not complaining. So now I'm like, what do we want? It's like, it's crazy because I don't like, which one would you rather have?
Either one. I've had both, and it gets like I had two exes that were like super quiet, like were not talkative at all. Maybe you might talk to her 5 days a week. She might be talkative 1 or 2 days out of that week. And when I say talkative, meaning that she'll get chatty for a minute and then she'll go back to being quiet. And you literally will be out. You could be with them in person and they'll just be dead silent, bro. Like, and they're not upset. They're not angry, or they could be upset or angry, but they're not displaying it. They're not showing it. And when you have problems in a relationship, you're like, first of all, you don't know what's going on with them, and then you don't even know where your relationship at, and it's really weird. I'm telling you, I've had that experience. But the point, he's trying to make, this goes beyond just relationships. This has to do with any connection, period. Like, they say that if you are a con man and you're trying to con people, they be like, yo, the fastest way to get into a person's confidence, to become close to somebody, is to create fake problems. And then you guys you insert yourself into that person's problem or situation, and then y'all go through it together. There's an immediate sense of connection. There's an immediate sense of friendship. And then you stay with that person, and then you become the person to throw some problems onto them. Yo, bro, let me get like $20, $30, and they give it back to you. And then now you feeling like, damn, that's the homie, man. Like, I helped them out. They helping me out. Now we have this sense of something. You know what I mean? When you have a relationship, it's the going through the struggle together that makes the relationship valuable. And I would like to push back on your statement and say, is niggas ain't got the problem with the complaining. It's the senseless complaining that is not moving towards solution. When you just want to spend all day yapping and crying, and this girl that, and this girl this, and that, then what is our normal response? Well, cut that bitch off. Hell no, that's my homegirl. All right, then, well, shut the fuck up. Then.
I mean, say that because he said every time he would ask her what was wrong, she would say nothing. I'm great.
Right.
That's the opposite of no matter what you're complaining about. If you're complaining about nonsense about a girl, if you complain about me, if you're complaining about, I don't know, just work.
Nothing.
Right. You never complain about nothing. But then you have somebody where you're asking what's wrong, and they're saying nothing, I'm great. Which one would you rather have? Pick a side.
I like the complainer. I'll take the complainer. I'll take the complaining. Take the complaining, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's not the life the life ain't what you think it is, bro. It's like, it's like being with a robot, nigga. Like, you don't want to be with a robot.
I'm sorry, bro. That was a real laugh, bro.
No. I'm with you on that, my nigga. Like, I'm with you on that.
All I'm saying is, I never experienced, so it's easy to say which one is better or which one is worse. I'm not here to do that. I know better. I'm not trying to have that conversation. All I'm saying is, it's just interesting to see a perspective from the other side.
Right.
That's really it.
Because there's something else that comes along with that. That person is technically not being real with you. You got to think now you're going to be paranoid. So you ain't got no problems. Everything good. Yeah, no problems. Everything good. Yo, your mom just died. Yeah, but it's cool. Everything good. Let's just go through the funeral. They go to the funeral. There's no emotions. They not crying. They don't come to you for nothing. Yo, let me ask you this question. What if you was to date a woman that needed nothing from you and never asked it? And for the most part, every time you would try to do something, would be like, nah. Y'all think that shit is cute and cool? You definitely feel out of place as a man when you're in a situation like that.
Of course, I understand 100%. Like, I definitely want to feel like Superman. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if I don't have a reason to feel like that, I'm going to feel like ain't no point in me being here. I get it 100%. Exactly. That's why I said, I'm just saying it's pros and cons to both sides. It's easy to be like, I get it. That's all I'm saying. Like, right. So it's like a nigga want both. Like, I need both.
Yeah, I need you to be quiet when I want you to be quiet, but when I'm ready to be Superman, nigga, be Lois Lane, bitch.
I need you to let me save you. Like,
right.
But what happened is,
oh no, he froze. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody be cool. He'll be back eventually. So the only thing I could do is talk to Don Corleone because I have no control over nothing. Don, please be nice. Don't do nothing crazy. All right, I'm gonna read some of his comments, but I'm not gonna read the one that's gonna get us canceled. All right, go ahead. He's back. All right, I see you now. You back?
I'm back.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah. All I'm saying, like, those are results of being with people who saying you aren't enough or you're too much. If that makes sense. So, for example, let's say you with somebody and they be like, "Yo, you complain too much." Okay, PTSD. In my next relationship, I ain't complaining at all. You ask me what's wrong, nothing ain't wrong. I'm great. I'm amazing, right? And then the person that's always great or in the good, like, man, it's you always like I can never save you. Now they go on to the next relationship, and now all they want to do is for you to save you. Now the man is like, man, all you do is ask me for shit. It's like life is just crazy. Life is crazy.
I feel like every relationship informs what you eventually want for the long term. So let's just say if you do experience the extremes, what you realize is that I want a woman to be self-sufficient enough to keep her life moving, but I also want to be able to step in to take care of certain things, you know, saying for her and her be open to that. So like, yo, no, I want her to complain a little bit. Cool, you know what I mean? Because I want her to vent. I want her to feel like she can talk to me. She can open up to me. But I don't want you to give me senseless arguments. I need you to realize when shorty ain't healthy for you and you cut her off. I need you to realize that, yo, you're complaining about this, but here's the solution. And baby, I got to the solution. To where now, when you're complaining, it's purposeful. It's not your entertainment. The point I'm trying to that's the point I'm trying to get to. I don't want a girl who complains for entertainment. This is the way you entertain yourself, is by calling me up on the phone or running up on me while we in the house and just laying down every fucking complaint you got. Nah, I don't want that.
That makes sense. Ah, man, this is good, bro.
2 hours, baby. You getting better at this, man. 2 hours. It used to be like, I don't see how a nigga could stream for 2, 3, 4 hours. Yo, we gonna get to, I want to do a 4-hour pod one day, but we can do
that, bro. We did the 3-hour one. I still got streaming in my tank. Pause. I still can go.
Good.
I know you said you had to leave though.
Yeah, I gotta mean. Well, I could do another 15 minutes, but like I said, I want to do a hard out at 1:30, and then like we can turn up. So, but no. If you want to throw another clip, hey, if you got a clip, or you want me to throw another clip, I got him.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him. All right, let's see. Ooh, I like this, bro. I love these Steve Jobs. When I be finding these little Steve Jobs clips, Steve Jobs used to drop dimes on niggas back in the day. I don't know where the fuck we was at. All right, let's see. It's our nature to give and provide, but they manipulate our
brands. To me, a brand is one simple thing, and that is trust. Your customers trust you. And so brands are like bank accounts. You can have withdrawals and you can have deposits. So if a customer has a great experience, they buy an iPod and they love it, that's a deposit into our brand account in their mind. If they buy something from us and they have a bad experience, then it's a withdrawal. And so if we have a good brand, that means that people are trusting us to make great products and to give them a great experience, and if something goes wrong, to take care of them. And that's what we try to do. We focus on the basic stuff like that. We don't spend a lot of time talking about the brand. We spend a lot of time talking about how do we make the best products in the world? How do we make the best buying experience in the world? If something goes wrong, how do we service a product in 24 hours instead of, a week? How do we take care of customers? And if we do that, then customers will have great experiences with our product, and our brand they'll trust it, and we'll have a good brand. But I think people that run around worrying about their brand all day long instead of worrying about their products maybe don't get what they want.
Yo, this goes back to what I was saying, or we were talking about podcasters earlier. People can be focused on doing the work. I want to make podcasts, but you never think about the user end experience. Meaning that the person that's watching it, why would they enjoy this? If your camera's all fuzzy, the audio sounds shitty, your thumbnail look like ass bag, then why would somebody want to tune in for it? But when you start focusing on the quality of the product, meaning the quality of a live stream, the quality of a podcast, the quality of a TV show, the quality of stuff, you start thinking about improving quality, you will see the results you want to see. Yo, people spend more time trying to create a brand versus creating a great product that is the brand. You create a great product, that's the brand, everybody goes along with it. But we also have to understand is that products are different elements. So give a perfect example, Jay. What you do with your guests, with your celebrity guests, that's its own thing. But sometimes people will think that you are the brand. No, because when the interview is about the guest. The interview isn't about Jay Hill. Jay gets every now and then a little bit of time where he can throw in personal experience to show a connection between him and his guests. But it's not Jay's job to talk about his life experience while he's interviewing somebody. That's kind of contrary. You know what I mean? So like, that's one brand. Us sitting here and we're talking on a live stream. He ain't interviewing me, nigga. We are putting things up and we're talking about it. And he gets an opportunity to show himself and his belief system. That is a whole different brand, under the umbrella of, this thing. So like, I feel like it's super important to make sure that people understand it. So if you're trying to start a platform, you need to understand that different things require different things. So what we are required for this type of conversation is completely different than the preparation J Hill does for his interviews. And that means that requires a certain level of work and this requires a certain level of work, and they can't be intermixed. You can't, and you can't try to split the hair and be like, yo, I'm working, but you only spending 10 minutes to prep for this and 10 minutes to prep for that. And you wondering why your numbers ain't doing what they're supposed to do. That's not the same, bro. So anyway, what did you feel about the clip?
No, I thought he was spot on. I think, bro, this shit it can get frustrating at times because I think what you were talking about, because at the end he said something about like, people they spend a lot of time on their brand, but what about their product, right? And I feel like your video it can be looked at as your product or your brand. You're saying you're calling it your brand.
It's both. All right, so let's say it like this: the best product is the brand. I'll give you an example. Skype used to be not only a business, but it ended up being the brand. It ended up being, when we used to say Skype used to be video chatting back in the day.
Yeah.
Even though there were mad different ways you could video chat, but everybody be like, yo, jump on Skype with me. Nowadays, we just call it we call it something else. That's when the product and the brand is tightly interwoven. There is a difference now. I will say, Jay, sometimes the product and the brand are different. You know what I mean? But that's it. Even like when we all say live streaming, and we be like, yeah, Netflix, and when you start thinking about a streaming service, everybody's first thought is Netflix. When you think about pre-recorded shows, we be like, yo, I'm DVRing it. Nigga, you ain't DVRing it, nigga. It's a lot. It's on YouTube.
I only say that because like your brand, if you your product can align with your brand.
Yes.
Right? Like, for example, or it can be like you can be somebody that talk about relationship things and relationship things only, and that could be your brand. Or you could be somebody that talk about a variety of things. So that's why I was trying to understand, because he kind of like threw me off with because he was talking about a lot about branding, and then he threw the product part in there at the end. So like,
I mean, if you want to go back and rewatch it again,
talk a lot about brands. To me, a brand is one simple thing, and that is trust. Your customers trust you. And so brands are like bank accounts. You can have withdrawals and you can have deposits. So if a customer has a great experience, they buy an iPod and they love it, that's a deposit into our brand account in their mind. If they buy something from us and they have a bad experience, then it's a withdrawal. And so if we have a good brand, that means that people are trusting us to make great products and to give them a great experience, and if something goes wrong, to take care of them. And that.
All right, I want to pause this.
I get it.
Right, like he's really whittling down this discussion to its most minute component. Brand is trust, meaning that I tell people when I'm doing consults is that you want to develop something based on what your intentions are and what your truth is. You can't build something if you don't understand it, if you don't know it, because then you can't sell it. You know what I mean? So like, let's take, for instance, Nike. You know, Nike was built by a guy, you know what I'm saying, that was obviously really into footwear. He created the logo. The logo is very intentional, and it's based on what the company is about. The products are super quality. That's also a part with it. And then making sure he aligned himself with people that may not have been the biggest people in the world, but the most impactful people, or the people that they built a trust with, or they had a commonality with. So when you see Nike doing alignment with Michael Jordan, you're going to see extreme success.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I like the message he's saying, because even when we talk, going back to content, right? The brand could be the person, not necessarily the niche of the person, but the person. Now I know, okay, if J Hill is a serious dude, he takes his work serious. So I know if he goes into an interview, he's gonna be prepared. I know he's a serious person, so if he goes in and whatever he's talking about, I trust him to be prepared for that conversation. So I'm gonna come listen to him. Right, that's the brand. And
it's the I trust that on Wednesday and on this other day you're gonna drop content every week. I ain't gotta worry about it. I know, and I'll give you my most personal when it's talking about media shit. Yo, I wake up every Wednesday morning. Most time it's Tuesday. I'm like, yo, I can't wait for this Joe Button podcast to drop. Like when I heard the diss record from J.Cole, I'm like, oh nigga, this nigga Button is gonna go crazy. You know what I mean? I depend on that. When I don't have it, it has an emotional effect to me. If I wake up and there's no Joe Button podcast, I'm pissed. I'm irritated. I'm like, damn, why? Because my commute to work or the first couple of hours of my day, I'm just used to hearing, it's not even about what they're saying. I'm just used to hearing the quality. I'm used to hearing their voices. I'm used to hearing the arguments and the laughing and the music. Like, I'm used to that. It's becoming a defined part of my existence. So like, that's where the trust comes. So like, if I want more of that, I feel like when Patreon becomes important is because now I'm addicted to what I'm getting, and I want to get more of it. All right. So I'm only getting it on Wednesday and Saturday. Now I want to get it Monday and Friday. So look, I'm gonna have to spend this 10. I'm gonna have to spend this 20. And I'm comfortable giving them the money because they've already proven a track record of doing what they said they was going to do. So now if I give you $10, I know I'm going to get those 2 extra episodes guaranteed because I trust them, because they've earned that trust. Now, if they don't, if I sign up and give these niggas this $10 or $20 and I don't get these extra episodes and the Patreons did, guess what? You've broken my trust. Now I gotta go. I can't be around, my nigga. I ain't about to keep giving niggas money and I don't get my episodes. Nigga, I need my crack. I paid for crack. Give my crack. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why, you know what I mean? It's the journey of giving, first of all, establishing something that people love, and then being able to find ways to monetize that, you know, what they love.
Establishing something that people love. Number one.
Right. Yeah. Get them there first. It takes time for that, because they gotta, first of all, they've got to see you enough to where they go, damn, I keep seeing this nigga, let me tap in. So you got to be consistent so they can be curious. Then once they tap in, they got to enjoy the experience consistently. So like you and I, it took time for us to learn how to have that. Well, we didn't. We've always had connection together when we do pods, but that's because the experience is there of being able to consistently get that energy, consistently had a conversation, the pacing, you know what I'm saying? The visuals has to be cultivated. Like all of these things we had to make sure. And now we got to do it consistently every week. So now people go, I'm gonna wake up on Sunday. Yo, let me turn on J and J and J. Let me turn on J and J and see what these niggas talking about. Like, and they're gonna eventually come to be like, all right, I guarantee now when people see the next diss record drop, they coming back. Yo, let me see these two niggas argue it out for an hour. See what these niggas got to say, because people get excited for that connection. They get excited for that information. The conversation. Just somebody might be listening to us while they cleaning the house. You know what I mean? Like I do that all the time. My favorite people, I'm gonna put it on, turn the volume up, and I'm gonna enjoy it. So like, yeah, man. Over time,
this is good, man. We gotta keep going though.
Yeah, for sure. Every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Now it's on. Yo, when y'all say he changing the times, that's on him. I was ready. He said he wanted to do it at 11. So
wait, we usually do at 12.
We do at 12. Yeah, so I'm saying you changed it to 11.
Oh, I thought you said you was ready. Like I wasn't ready. I was ready earlier.
Sure you was. I had to text him. He ain't say nothing. I had to say, like, you good, nigga?
Yeah, I got everything straight. I had to clean the crib, make sure everything's good. You know what I'm saying? Well, man, this is good, man.
You had church or something? Like, do you want to change it to keep 11 a.m.?
Nah, it's just Sade had to work today, so she usually don't work on Sunday. So she had to work today, so I wanted to do earlier because I gotta take her to work, and she goes to work at like she leaves around like 2. So we started at 12, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. All right. Hey, man, make sure if y'all haven't done so, sign up on the Patreon, patreon.com/J Hill Podcast. You know what I mean? Make sure, it's $3, bro. $3 ain't going to kill y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate anybody that threw a super chat out there, or maybe if they on the Instagram, can they put money on the Instagram thing?
I don't know, but
is it like a star or something? I heard that they be taking like the majority of the money on that shit. I heard like it'd be like 99 cents and then you get like 25 cents out of the 99. I don't know, man.
I know you could become like what is it called on Instagram? You could have like a badge or something like that. I don't know how to do it, but I think you can do that.
Yeah. So like we're gonna look into all of that. Yo, y'all keep supporting, y'all keep tuning in. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Man, nothing makes me more happy than to go to J Hill page and see them 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views on a pod. Man, that should make me feel good. So y'all keep coming. Yo, we gonna keep throwing up some stuff. I got more special guests coming. We're gonna have some other famous niggas on the live. So y'all just keep tapping in just to have fun.
Alrighty, we out, man. See y'all later.
Peace.